Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Downtime in the Hangar, where we talk about all things GBO2 and Tangent a lot. Today I'm joined by Gustav the 13th.
I love how it's evolved from sometimes to a lot. What's going on?
And Gaming Emblem.
Yo.
I mean, well, the funny thing is I'm like, sometimes a little bit, maybe, and then I'm just like, no, a lot,
No.
a lot. We going hard today. And last time, really. It's more predicated on what happened the previous one.
Well, a lot has happened this
Never
week, just
tangent.
in general. GBO2 and just in life, right?
Yeah, and with that said, how was your past week, guys?
I got a washing machine.
Hey.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's mostly just mundane stuff on my end. Stuff like that. I got a dryer. It came super early. And I think signs of me getting older. I think when I was trying to lift around that machine to get it where it was supposed to be, I fucked up something in my back. So thankfully I'm feeling a bit better today. I was like, that was a mistake. Oh,
whoops.
Be careful. It's too late for me to have that be relevant advice for you now, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And besides that, we're still going through Yakuza 5 as our other playthrough. We actually did some Titanfall 2 during the outage for GBO2, so it was nice to play something different, even if it did get clapped for a good chunk of that. Still definitely like that pilot combat better though. So I haven't actually played a lot of shooters as of late, so that was nice. Nice change of pace. What about you guys?
Well, real quick, the Titanfall 2 thing, if you want to play that again sometime, let me know. I haven't played the multiplayer. I got it for the story. And that was it.
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't
never
actually
played
touched the campaign. Because I got it on PS Plus and I was like, oh, well, that's neat. I can actually mess around with this because I'd seen gameplay of it in the past. And I was like, I like this. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I got it on so for me it's PlayStation because the first thing somebody asked was like, please tell me, yeah, this on PC. No, I did not.
Oh no.
I feel kind of bad because I feel like that's PC players in a nutshell every time they get on someone else's stream. Please tell me you're doing this on PC. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of a vice versa on some of those. I think it was Monster Hunter, because most people I think are on the PlayStation side for that. So I got so many oh, you doing PlayStation? I'm like, no, I'm PC.
PC. Yeah, because I mean, it dropped a year prior, right? So everyone's got their progress and stuff on there.
Yeah.
Tail into my Daemon X Machina playthrough. It pretty much just came out on Steam and I was playing it on the Switch. Oh, you're playing this on PC, right? I was like, no, I have it on the Switch. I was too cheap to buy Nintendo Online. So when the Switch people would come in, they're like, oh, you're on the Switch? I'm like, yeah. I was like, do you want to play? I was like, no, I don't. I don't have Nintendo Online. We're just playing a single player.
So that it has a multiplayer?
Debate. It does, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. It's kind of cool.
Is it mostly, I'm assuming it's mostly co-op unless it has an arena thing.
Yeah, is it co-op? Or is it reverse?
It's mostly just playing missions with people from my understanding.
Okay.
I can't say too much. The only time I ever played one was I went in solo. I would just say the missions are infinitely harder in multiplayer than they are in the normal game. They definitely expect you to beat the game and start kitting your mechs out and such. Yeah, Dragon Insane is 4-player co-op.
Okay.
That's kind of cool. But yeah.
No, I want to break other people's bobots. Man.
But yeah, how's your week been, Emblem?
Good so far. Got to do a little bit more GBO before things kind of hit the fan and went down. But I'll just say I'm still kind of stuck in the same S- conundrum where I'm pretty much right at the cusp. I think I'm at 26 50 or something like that. Well, I'm on the wrong account, so I can't check, but I'm getting there though. But as far as everything else goes, pretty neat. I've got everything situated for my new apartment, so I'll be moving in at the end of next week.
Hey,
So probably will be down. Oh yeah, it should be pretty nice. Everyone else is more excited than I am. I'm just kind of okay, I'm be in a new place. I'm just mad because my rent is like, for where it is, it's okay. But like, I had a nicer place when I lived in Maryland, and I paid about the same. And it also had a in-unit washer and dryer, and
Oh,
it was a 1 bedroom. And I'm going into a studio that doesn't have that,
oh shit! Does
and
it? It doesn't even have like a hookup.
it has like a coin op in the scary basement downstairs. Like
Oh
you
god,
literally
yeah.
have to walk down the stairs. There's a little creaky side door, and then there's creepy like, and it's not even like straight downstairs, because if you're going to the basement, it has to be a staircase that turns, and
Yeah.
it's completely dark, and you have to turn the light on. So you go into a creepy basement, and it's just like ill repair, and like there's a dark side room that just drips with mystery.
Totally
I'm
not gonna
pretty
find a
sure.
body in there. No,
Yeah,
no
I
Saturday
think I
night
saw a couple of.
specials.
I think I saw some hooks in there, a few Dead by Daylight lockers or
Oh
something.
no!
But
Got that
and
flickering
then
light. You just see silhouettes like, ooh.
yeah, just enough light coming from the room to be able to like just be creeped out enough when you walk by each time. And then there's like a literal single washer and dryer unit in the well lit room on the right side, with a string of wire going across, I guess, for hanging things, and 2 literal chairs. So
Oh
yeah,
no!
it should be fun.
I mean, ours is a little bit nicer than that, but I'm pretty sure that the maintenance dude, older guy, probably just ain't doing stuff during the pandemic. So those things got kind of
Yeah.
grimy.
I
That's why
will
I ended
say
up
that
getting
wasn't the
my
worst
units.
laundry room I saw in my apartment hunt. So
Oh my!
Damn.
yeah, the only thing bad about that one was the scary basement, but at least it wasn't a freaking mess. But yeah, gonna be doing some moving. Still been playing Super Robot Wars. Got the translation of the PlayStation 2, or yeah, PS2 original generation games. And we're doing that, and just getting ready for clan battle tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Are you ready?
yeah. I forgot that I
I
was
think
like
so.
scheduling a practice for that tonight, and then I just read in my Discord, and I was like, "Oh, sorry guys, podcast."
It's true.
They should be able to get on there and just do some matches while they're waiting for their fearless leader to show up, right?
Something like that. But so yeah, as far as my week went though, I guess we'll be talking about it anyway for GBO2 stuff, but yeah, the 2-day downtime of stuff and things was interesting. And then I came back today and decided to play all day, pretty much until I had to go on my grandparents, and that was a slight break. Um, yeah, I've got an extra topic for us to talk about when we get done with like the patch notes. Might involve some of the cues. We've talked about it before, but I'm definitely in rant mode today because of
Uh-oh.
that. And I'll probably rant about it during this some. But I guess with the downtime thing though too, real quick, what did you guys think about them just giving out 10 tokens? Do you think that's cool, or do you think they should have probably did a little bit more? Because some people, if they missed the maximum amount because of time frame and stuff, they would have missed 9 tokens total. So there's only like
Mm,
one bonus token.
right. I mean, it's one bonus token regardless because you need 3 to spin, so they should have just rounded it out. But they're gonna go
Yeah.
up above it anyway. I didn't think they're gonna give us anything though, so like, damn. I'll
I
take
mean
that 10.
I mean
Should be more, but I'll take that 10.
they pretty much had to this time around. So,
It's one of those things where I definitely want to know what the unforeseen things were.
yeah.
These are the kind of things that them doing like their own live streams and stuff should be about too, not just for like special anniversary events and stuff.
Well, what I'm scared about is literally when the servers went down, they're starting to do that right now. They're starting to have the same error messages and stuff. Like I had
Uh,
one person in chat just get the during suit selection, it just suddenly kicked him out of the lobby and said, "You left. You receive penalty loss thing." And I'm
Damn.
like, yeah. I mean, I got 3 cautions Tuesday. I almost had a penalty like twice because the first one was definitely going to be caution, but the other 2, I thought I had a penalty at that time. So, yeah, and that was just literally the game wasn't even started. There was still like 5 seconds left on the clock, and it just yeeted me out and said, "You left. You get lever points, raw." And I'm like,
Lever
"What?"
points.
Well, I don't know, whatever it is.
Angry,
That's
you
awesome.
get angry letters from Kobe.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
Well, he
"What's
just
going on
calls
here?"
you a coward.
That would be
A
awesome.
shameful display.
That would
Shameful
be
display.
awesome. That would be amazing. But yeah, the
Gambate, goddammit. You
I mean,
get in there and you fucking stick it out.
For real.
we'll look at the post here in a little bit, but I'm glad they like forgave. I don't know if anybody actually got forgiven for their penalty, but at least the people who got
Actually,
penalties
that'd be a
during
good
that
question.
got 10 tokens.
Oh, was that the requirement to get those tokens? I thought they gave it to everybody.
No, they
Oh,
gave
no,
it
I
to
gave it to
everybody,
everybody.
but if you got a penalty during that. So if you already had a penalty like Monday, like if you got a
That
level
one
2
would still count.
penalty and you know your penalty lasts 5 days at that point and you have like a
Mhm.
level 2 penalty, well then you're screwed. You don't get any token.
Sure.
So if you got a penalty due to the servers Tuesday, then
Mhm.
they forgave that and gave you tokens anyway.
Right. And then
So-
the interesting thing is if you had the outstanding one before that, like it would only reduce the amount that was for that time span. So you would still sometimes come out with the penalty.
That's interesting.
They were talking about that in some of the posts too.
Well, I know is if you're ever playing and the game at the
So-
end of the match is like problem saving, do you want to try again? Don't hit that back out button.
Yeah.
Because they do you bad when you hit that back button. Like I was at the tail end of a match and I beat my rival, but we lost. And then it popped up, and the last time we won, so I was like, "No, we're getting my match progress." But that time we lost. I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever." And I hit the OK button to just go on ahead, and it gave me like minus 16 points or something. I didn't catch it all because I just like
Damn.
jammed. I was just like, "Yeah, gamed the system, jammed a button." And that gave me like minus 16 points at least, and then it kicked me back out, and when I went to the next lobby, I was at caution. I was just like, "Holy crap!
Like,
You
who's
guys
jamming
gave me
these
the choice
buttons?
to do this. Like, why?"
Who told you to
Oh,
jam them buttons?
no.
Damn.
Yeah, because I was thinking like, it was one of those I'm a genius moments, and then it
And
literally
then you
immediately went to oh
immediately,
no.
oh no.
Yeah, because I was just like, I'm a genius, get me out of here. And
Immediate regret.
I saw that rival because like the minus 10, whatever, we lost, but then I saw. And like I said, I beat my rival, so I was thinking like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I saw that minus 6. I was like, whoa.
It was at that moment
What?
he knew.
I fucked up.
So yeah, that was the thing. Other than that though, really hype Path of Exile things. Like, honestly, this is the most excited time I've been for a Path of Exile League, I think, either in a long time or yeah. This is hype. This is big. They've got an entirely new in-game and a league with it, and everything just looks good. So what's gonna go wrong?
Right.
like literally, this is the time that everything just looks actually too good to be true. So what's gonna happen? Like,
there must be some kind of catch.
yeah, there's something that's gonna go wrong. Everybody's like, well, every time I've been happy about a league, even the people that are just making random videos are like, yeah, every time I've been happy about a league, it's been bad, and every time I've been like, well, I'm not sure about this one, it's been good, and they're like, but this one I think is gonna break that because this one just looks so good. It's gonna be good. And I'm like, oh no,
It has
what's
to be
gonna
good,
go
right?
wrong? Like, But yeah, everything looks good. They're rebalancing so many things. They're trying to make so many skills meta so that the races this time around are big. So I'm waiting to see what bugs happen. There has to be some crazy bugs that come up. But either way though, they've said they've kind of it's been looking like they fixed a lot of the crashes and everything. So I'm really hyped for next week. Next week's going to be big. Um I'm ready for
Man, can you
that
mind taking a sip out of your
24.
energy drink so we can feel your enthusiasm? Woo! Woo!
Yeah.
Man, speaking
Woo.
of your energy drinks,
Okay.
my sister sent me a picture the other day of the CEO of Bang energy drinks,
Oh no.
and it looks like he samples his product, dude.
It's exactly what you'd expect them to look like.
Did
That's
you see
funny.
that as well? It just looks like it's from Reddit.
Wait, what? I have not seen this. Okay, link that in
I'll
the
just blow it
Discord.
up on my phone.
I would never doubt it.
Oh my.
Woo!
Yeah! Yeah! Woo!
But I think she sent it to me because I said Bang is nasty and I would never have it again.
Oh no.
Okay, which one did you have?
Uh,
Here we go.
it's, something unicorn or whatever.
Oh, really? You didn't like that one?
Unicorn!
You didn't like the unicorn explosion or whatever?
Yeah, it tastes like a unicorn exploded in my. Never mind. Anyway, cotton candy. I think.
Yeah, it's pretty much cotton candy kind of flavored.
No. I mean, like they had a cotton candy one too.
Okay.
I think I like a blue raspberry or something.
Oh
but
my
they just gave me a
gosh.
headache. It made
Oh
me feel
yeah.
bad.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say though, Alshi with the win here on 2 points, he was like, "All right, PlayStation feels bad, man," because I heard Titanfall, and then yeah, we're on
Did he?
PlayStation.
Did he fucking?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So GG on that one. But
Let's
also,
go.
that guy does look like he's from the Power Thirst commercial. Oh,
Power thirst.
Power Thirst.
Power thirst.
New flavors like raw berry and gun. But anyway,
He definitely sounds like he would like see that and was like, "That's amazing. Let's put that for Bang."
Yeah, right. For real though. But anyway, the oh yeah,
shit.
the other flavors though, there are some decent ones. If you like sour stuff, they're like warheads.
Oh, yeah, that's
only
sour
it's not-
apple. That was one too.
Oh wait,
I think it was sour apple. I thought
I
that
guess
was sour
it's.
apple. Too.
I mean, it's like a
I am
sour
falling for him.
warhead thing, or I don't know. It's not warheads, but it's a meh sour one. It's not. It was like green and black with like orange on it. Was it that one? Because I know there's
I'm
like
not
a
sure.
sour
I
apple.
thought it was sour apple.
There's like a sour apple rain, but there's the Bang one is just like sour something.
Oh, maybe it was
Because
that.
none of their flavors are really like Bang has like birthday cake and unicorn splash and like random names for their stuff, like extreme berry or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So Star Platinum or something, I don't know, but like
That'd be amazing.
Star Platinum.
like,
That would be good.
but
Promotion of
they
the
always have
century.
the weird flavors, or at least the weird flavor names. The normal names are normally the rain ones.
Okay.
But I think they have a couple that's actually a normal name though. But anyway, then the other things. What else did I do? I try to do more Cyberpunk and stuff, and Genshin and things, and yeah, got the third fight done. I think if I didn't already say that last week, can't remember if I actually got to that then or not. But
You were harming children.
wait, what?
What's his name?
Yeah.
Whatever his name is.
Oh yeah,
Childe
children.
or whatever.
Yeah, child. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I mean, but that's all you do in Genshin Impact is children fighting other children. So
Pretty
I mean,
much, right?
with a few hill trolls mixed in.
Fucking
Yeah.
gremlin battles.
Pretty much.
Oh,
The
by the
world
way-
is literally run by like young adults and infants.
It definitely sounds like that in other games too. I did the Japanese voices for Fire Emblem Heroes, and it's like all these girls sound like fucking children, no matter what they actually look like in their art, and it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, what's the required age to start working in those in those worlds,
Oh gosh.
man?
The funny thing is though is there is a few of the like there's what like 3 adult characters or 4 adult characters in that game in Genshin maybe. Like
Probably a few more. Like I'm sure Diluc, Jean, Lisa,
yeah,
what Nicaragua, whatever her name is. That's
they're at least a teenager, right?
the one that makes walls
Oh
in
no.
Oh,
in
Ningguang.
China
Yeah.
Land. Like stuff like that. Like they've got like a handful floating around, but
But yeah, like
It's not enough to stem the tide of
there's a few
tiny
auras.
little
There's a few
shitheads.
auras that get dropped. But yeah, I got some pretty good progression on there finally with story things, and that's been kind of cool. I'm pretty much ready to up my by one more week I should be able to up my world level and feel really comfortable about leveling everybody up to like 90 instantly or whatever at that point. But yeah, that's about it. Other than that, I've just been in the salt mine, especially today.
Uh-oh.
Especially today.
Big mad.
The salt mine has been real. I actually have been tilted today.
Oof.
I don't know. I pretty much I went and exercised outside in the like 24 I think it was outside degree weather. And so yeah, I was like, okay, this is wrong. I shouldn't be tilted. I need to exercise in harsh conditions because what is wrong with me? So yeah, I just put myself through something a lot more torturous than anything that I could go through playing a game. So it made sense,
For
right?
context.
But yeah.
That checks out.
So then I'm like, tilt's gone. Easy game. But yeah. The salt was real. That's the main thing that happened. So let's go ahead and get into the Mark V. And
I say this isn't just a talk show where we talk about everything but the picture of the video game above our heads.
And we'll get to it.
Yeah.
This robot. What is that? What is this? A gundam, right? Oh.
So the MKV.
The Mark Violator.
Good call, Gustav. You beat me to it.
Yeah, so the Mark V. What do we got? MKV. What we
Mark
think?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the Mark 4?
One day.
One day.
Let's get one. Where's the Mark 4? My Nemo 2.
Real talk, I do want that
BB.
Mark 4 at some point. I just like the design in general. I think it's cool.
My Mark 4 Park Core. All right, let's see. I've got the suit up on screen as well if you wanted to see any
let me go ahead and get that
gameplay
going.
Here, I'll make it full screen on the podcast on my side so you can see it a little bit better if I haven't like resized too hard.
Okay, so this window. Wait, nope. Go ahead and start moving around and stuff, and I'll just pull it up. Oh, you full screened it like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Then
If it make it easier for me to resize it, I can do that too.
I think I just need to do that window. Nothing popped up. Round 2. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, nailed it.
You good now?
Yeah. Except for me loading your
it has
screen
a 4 ECAP beam rifle. Hits pretty hard. So that's 32 there. You also have the NCOMs as well, and the range is actually pretty good on it. Just to give you a decent idea, get a pretty good setup on any supports, and the damage isn't bad either. And like most of those types of weapons, it does pierce.
I will say though, the beam resist though, a lot of people will have a lot more beam resist than whatever that has.
Yeah, you'll probably see some depreciation, but the numbers aren't too bad if you're shooting a support. It gets a little
Yeah.
bit tricky when you're actually fighting gens.
Incom's chunk though, that was nice. That was really nice to look at.
Oh yeah, that's over 2,500 damage against that thing at base. It's not bad. The cannon fires as
Oh,
well.
yeah, I think I froze up.
I can fire it again. Let me know when it looks good. I'll just move so you can tell whenever that I'm still going on your end.
I might have to lower the quality. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Right now it's trying to do
You know, I might not have
the name.
encoding.
Oh yeah, you don't.
I forgot to check for it.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll probably freeze up every now and then, but okay, go ahead and fire.
That's that was 4186. Notice it doesn't actually cause a stagger.
That was
I
pretty good.
think I can still it on a cube. I probably killed. Let me just kill this thing real quick so I can get it to respawn. All right, so I'm not sure how. Well, I did that. One
Hey,
second.
Emblem, when it said failed to save game, which one did you hit and get nailed for?
Oh no.
Whichever one isn't the default option. It's pretty much the one that agrees to
I'm
leave.
bored.
Wait,
Oh,
is that
so
popping up
saying,
again?
yeah, it's doing it right
Oh
now.
no.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
no.
We're probably gonna lose the
Yeah.
servers again tonight.
They
Get your
default
games
you
in,
on
guys.
try again. So whichever one is, I picked the left option the second time I did it, and it just proceeds and boots you out. But
Okay.
with a lot of suits, I know it definitely works on 100. I don't know if it how well it works on like higher damage control. I guess we'll find out later. But you can do an incom shot and then do a so it staggers through that, and then do a cannon shot, and it staggers, and at the very least it goes through level 1 damage control
Okay,
with
that's
that.
nice. Well,
Yeah,
wait, no.
so
Doesn't the Oh wait, no, yeah, that's right. The Qblade only has level 1, right?
yeah, it has level 1. So you can do level 1, but that everything probably has to hit. So it's probably not super likely ever get it off, but maybe if there's like a I don't know, a cheeky Qblade, it's kind of just like dancing or something at it. But isn't like a good lead would probably be something like Incoms, Beam, just like going for some saber action. And I'm a little far, but you have enough time to cannon shot into a melee as well. And do a follow up there if you just do like a quick neutral.
Yeah, that was pretty
Um,
nice.
Beam Saber is on its back as well. Cool thing to note as well: the beam cannon works like they should all be doing, and not only is it a cannon, but it also doubles as the beam saber also, which is pretty
Yes.
neat. Suit has floaty movement in case anybody didn't notice. It also has that shield booster on the side. Although the shield booster only seems to be represented by the level 4 tackle ability that it has. So it gives it 10% extra boost range, and I believe it's 90% increased tackle damage, which really doesn't translate to much. I'll do one here in a second.
Yeah.
It has combo controller 1, and that's the neutral. Just on a side swing to the left. There's the down swing. And right swing is right there.
So there was a side swing and
So
that's
it's
the
nothing.
downswing. Got it.
Yeah, it's nothing too crazy. Um, let's see. You don't have Vulcans. It's only 4 weapons: beam rifle, cannon, sword, and whatever else.
What's the name of the
Cannons?
beam saber?
Oh, beam saber.
Oh, sorry. Well, I meant kind of like which type of beam saber is it rather than just the name on the in game. Like because it's
Oh,
about the length of the double Zeta.
yeah. I mean, it's probably I'd have to look, but it's probably like Mark 5 beam saber, some nonsense like that. If I
That's
had
what I
to
would
guess.
assume. Yeah. But like the main thing is it has huge length on it, which is kind of crazy. And with your level 3 melee priority is really nice. And with
But
those
the
wide
damage options
swings,
aren't bad.
it's kind of
Yeah,
gross.
you can get some pokes in.
The meme though of what some people have been saying is like it doesn't feel like it's beam saber hits as long as what the hitbox should be. And then like I just read a comment like while I was off stream today that was like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's because it's just the normal hitbox of a normal beam saber because that's the actual range of it. And I was like,
I
nice, well played.
I feel like every beam saber's small. I'll do a tackle real quick here too. So that was 1457 on the tackle, which really feels not very impressive. It is the lack of impressiveness. Chat told me it's
Yeah.
Mark 5 beam saber.
Okay, so yeah, I figured that's what it was, but I mean the fact
And
that
I
it
could
has so much
try with
range
hitting
is
it
kind
more,
of
yeah.
insane though. Like, and those wide swings. So for that much length, it definitely has some really cool swings on it.
Oh, I hit triangle. Come on. I could support. Just what, and we can keep talking about stuff. I'm just gonna see if I can get a counter, but I don't. Like I said, I don't think it does anything fancy. Can be Kubaloo.
Oh yeah, it's
No,
just
no.
a kick. It's a kick counter, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like I heard it was one of the generic ones, but I didn't. I didn't counter anybody, so I haven't seen it yet. Come on, Kubaloo. About those beam sabers, bud. Okay. All right, they're all just content to blast me. Well, he'll counter me, but yeah, I would probably say in a normal game though, you just want to do kind of what most raids are doing and just get your pokes in because your poke damage is really strong, and just as usual when the whenever the time is right, just close the gap and try to get some melee off, but you aren't really forced to have to be super unga bunga because you have really good reach and decent options. Where's the support at? This guy has a beam, right? Has a beam saber. Kubaloo, did you pull yours back out? There we go. Yeah, so you see the basic kick. But I'll back out of here and we can talk about the stats and stuff.
Okay, and then actually, yeah, you wouldn't clash with anything there. I was gonna mention the clash thing real quick. I'll go
Oh, it'd
ahead
be
and
hard to set up.
yeah, actually, let's go ahead and do the stats, and then I'll show the video clip that I had.
Sure thing.
So go ahead and if you want to pull it up, the stats on the suit, just pull the suit up in game too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure thing.
That way it's on screen, and then no streamception.
Uh
So
so
many streams.
I'll go to a clear build as well, so it's cleaned up. So it's only one level of the suit. Base HP is 18,000. It has 22 for bullet and beam resist. The melee resistance is 34.
Very nice.
Range modifier is 28. Melee modifier is 37. Base speed is 35. Boost movement is 20 or 230. Let's say 23. 230. Base thrust is 65. Noticeably less than the O, which is funny because that's a shield booster.
Yeah.
Turning speed is 75. That's on ground. In space, it's 81. And the suit has space specialization.
Pretty cool.
Like a lot of the higher cost suits do.
Interesting.
It has level 3 melee priority. 22-second respawn. Part slots, as you can see on screen, are 26, 17, and 5. The melee fall off is less on the second hit. Normally you do full damage and then you do a half. Mark 5 does 70% of its damage on its second swing.
That's pretty good.
Interestingly enough, and I kind of wonder if they'll change this later. All of the modifiers are default, so neutrals deal 100%, side swings deal 75, and down swings are 130. Just like most suits. Very interesting in that regard.
Real quick too, just to kind of mention one of the things that I thought was odd was its health being only 18,000. So I was
Yeah, it
like,
does seem a
most
little bit low.
things have like 20k at that point for even raids because you know they don't want them to get bullied. But look at the shield health. I'm gonna go to that
Yeah,
real
I think
quick.
it's like 15.
It's
Yeah, 15,000.
15,000. So you're just slightly short of a fridge door. The only problem is you're not carrying a fridge door.
Fridge door. Yeah, it's not the size of one
So
by
it's like
any.
got most of the health of one, but so I don't know. It's kind of odd, but I mean, I guess technically it can not break most of the time before you die, which is funny because they gave it a skill that will, if you want to hop into the skills.
Yeah, sure thing. I will say I was generally dying more than my shield was exploding, so I wasn't
Yeah.
feeling it being there. So you get level 1 balancer, which I guess every suit has a level 1 balancer or whatever, but high spec ambac, level 2 maneuver armor, level 2 force injection, level 1 combo controller, emergency evasion level 1, leg shock level 3. So very important skill, reduces landing load by 30% when you're jumping, 15% after a dodge or after a side boost rather. And your legs recover faster. Wowee. New level of power accelerator. This is level 2. The text between the two is pretty similar, but the key thing to take note of here is the addition of melee attack is deflected. So in that case, that's whenever not so much when you and your dude have the little like cinematic thing and you yell gato gato, but whenever your teammate's trying to help you and you both swing at the same guy and you have that annoying bounce where you're both just like lets you break out of those a little bit faster because you can animation cancel it with a side dash or something. It has enhanced tackle level 4, which is 95% extra damage, not 90 like I was saying. You have a new skill, shield break stance mastery. Pretty big. It nullifies the reaction when a shield is destroyed by range attacks. Um, and they make a note to point that it doesn't nullify knockback from cumulative damage. And by that, I'm pretty sure they're referring to stagger buildup that gets accumulated through the shield. Would be my assumption.
No. Oh yeah. No, that's right. Yeah, the cumulative damage part.
It has special back buffer level 2, so you take 15% less damage when you're hitting a backpack. And a very key skill, anti-blast stabilizer. Very important. Save your life.
Oh, I think the stream froze on my end. Whoop. Oh no, never mind. It's still going. But yeah, the shield break thing. Can we please get it on the Thunderbolt full armor, please?
They need to put that on old suits for sure.
Please.
There's a lot of old raids that need that.
I will say though, there's a lot of raids that if they had that, that would be completely broken. But one that needs it just to help it is definitely the Thunderbolt.
I think they should consider giving it to all the old raids that don't have a dodge roll.
Yeah.
Because getting knocked out of maneuver armor because your shield gets destroyed is frustrating and will literally get you killed.
Yes, pretty much anything that definitely doesn't have a dodge roll or something that is really I don't know. It's kind of odd, like
I mean, the
on
same thing
the
for
flight type.
anti-blast too.
Yeah, anti-blast.
I feel you there.
But like the Goof flight type, for instance, one of the easiest ways I take it out of the air is literally shoot
Just
the
hit
shield.
the shield. Because there's a little scrap of like metal on its arm.
Yeah, like even as a support, if I can hit the shield easier than I can like stagger it, I'm gonna just shoot the shield and try to blow it up rather than because that was an easier way to deal with it than actually knocking it out of the sky. Which now that it got nerfed, it's a bit easier to just knock it out of the sky. Wait, I'll try to get that video. Here we go. I found it. I can show the boost accelerator thing. But yeah, damage looks pretty good on everything. What's the stagger values?
Yeah, sure. One second. Everything definitely hurts pretty good. I mean, if you're shooting supports, they'll go down fast from a range. It gives you pretty solid poke options. Just be careful of those gens. So the beam rifle itself, the primary weapon, as you can see on screen, it has a base power of 2600. Stagger ratio on this one's a little bit low. It's 10%. beam saber damage is 2,900. See. So the NCOMs have 1,100 power. That's per shot, and it generally shoots twice with whenever it goes out. So, but it says simultaneous. I don't know because it should be like it's generally like one shot and then repositions and fires again from both angles. But I'm not really sure how they're considering it because they show. Oh, okay. The remarks say simultaneous firing of 2 shots times 2 attacks. So it's half a second lock on. It does cause flinch,
Yes.
and that's not bad. Stagger value is 35%.
Okay. That is literally per both because that's the same way the Dovin Wolves work. I
Yeah,
mean,
that
they're
would make
essentially the
sense.
same
So
incomes.
if both connect, it's 70 per shot.
Yeah.
So that's not bad in that regard. If for some reason you hit all four, I mean, you're
Damage
easily
control
breaking
1.
normal stagger values, and yeah, and damage control one as well. So that's not a bad setup. Um, the back beam cannon has and it fires 2 shots as well. It actually has the same stagger value. So it's 1,700, and it does cause wince. You have to stand still to fire it, and it's 35% times 2. So if you hit with both, that's 70% stagger value on the cannon.
Mm.
That's kind of cool.
I think he would give the Faz. Well, every raid does, but um, like setting up with incoms and then
I mean, all you gotta do
light
is
him
just
up with cannon
incom it.
shot.
Like I was
Yeah,
playing the Faz today, and if I saw one and they would give me with incoms, I was kind of scared.
yeah, because you're kind of big and slow, so it's probably a little bit harder to not get hit by at least 3 of those. Because all you have to take is 3 shots, and you're staggered. And
Yeah.
if they close a gap on you, which they can kind of just poke you from a range, like cannon, beam rifle, and stuff like that, and that's probably still a good chunk of your health.
Hmm. So I think that's all the stats. What do we think about the 26 close range slots on it? The 17 mid, and then only 5 long.
Well, it's kind of interesting. The long range slots don't seem like too big of a deal, and I'll just use my part setup as an example. Um, but you're able to still cover what the suit wants to do because I don't think they want you to build towards your range
Yeah.
with the setup.
Well, and it already has good
Um,
damage, so
yeah, and you don't really need to do that. I think they give you enough base stat and just power on the weapons to where like you're good enough to just be like a threat that makes the support not want to just have support bias. And then you can still double down on your resistances. Like I mean, even with this setup, I still have near cap, and you can push cap too. I don't have level 5 beam armor or anything like that.
Right.
And it's cool thing is its Hangar upgrades. Its very first one is melee defense 1. Um, and if you're a mad lad and go into the further tiers, it gets melee defense 3 or whatever the skill is called, but you essentially get +6 to your melee defense. So with that, like I've got the level 4 melee part on right now, but if you have all the Hangar upgrades, you can get away with just using the level 3, and you that puts you at 50.
yeah, but that also
Um,
takes medium range slots though. That would lower your
That
beam
does. I mean, you're
defense
probably
pretty
better
big.
off using the top end, but it gives you options, and you can get pretty high up in beam resist. I think if I had level 5, I could move some of the parts around for beam resist and have it set up a little bit better. But this gives me like legs a bit more boost, and the little throwaway melee part thing that's there. And I mean, I wasn't even able to fill up all the slots um, on it, and I'd probably still look at it again. But you're able to pretty much hit cap with a little bit of work.
Yeah, with the Mark II and this out though, my only thing is I hope they kind of do a little bit of a buff to the A1 now, because with this and the Mark II out, there's not much. I mean, the only gimmick you have on the A1 over either of these is I can fly. That's about it.
Yeah. I definitely think the like the I still think the A1 is a bit vanilla. And I think like this one is a tad bit less vanilla, but I would say like the Mark 5 feels like it plays Battle Operation fair. Um because you don't have
So,
like a you don't have something like the Keyblade Mark 2 where you just get that downswing and you just obliterate somebody.
Yeah.
So
is it another one for the Bizarro lands?
no, I don't think
I
it's
think that's more
Bizarro
the
Land per se.
A1 is Bizarro Land, and this is like a step above.
Yeah. A1 definitely is from Mark 3 land. And this one is probably like if they released a broken suit
Mm-hmm.
from all suits are balanced in GBO world. The Mark 5 could be a part of that group. All of the people in their polite Twitter post would be like, "Whoa, this is really strong."
That shit's busted. I can't believe.
Excuse me, I believe you may have released a suit that is much too powerful in my fun and balanced video game.
But I
But
will say you can pretty much build this defense, and it definitely has the damage to back up, even with a defense build. I think that's why it has so little long range, though.
I'm
Is
gonna say,
just so you
considering the
can't.
health pool, like you might want to just do it that way anyway.
Yeah.
mhm.
Um.
The cool thing about building defensive too, again, I haven't seen any good O players, but I was fighting the O and or I was fighting some O's, I guess I would say. And it probably helps that they usually hit like once or twice and then drop the second to third hit. But
Mm.
they would like when the O confirms and knocks you down, you lose like a quarter of your health, and then you're just like, oh, I'm actually okay. And you just kind of keep going. Every now and then they're a little bit spry and they'll get you with the downswing on their primary single melee, but usually just kind of like, oh, whoops, I missed, and then they go kind of off somewhere else.
Okay. Well, I have to now that I've got the O. Have you,
Mhm.
Gustav? You got the O too, right?
No.
Okay. No. So am I the only one who got the O?
Possibly.
Oh my.
I actually
Let
actually
me
did a
let
roll
me
for
go
it but didn't
ahead
get
and
it.
tell you what the O can do to this thing. Okay, you ready? Because I did it
Oh, I'm
earlier.
sure I can murder it
It was
if you're good with it.
fantastic. So like so the O, it's neutral with its main weapon is like eh. You know, like you have some mad reach on that dude. You like stretch out your arm and just like poke them from a mile away. I like what somebody said today. It was like, can you even counter the O's neutral? And like I have been countered, but the thing is, I get away with it way too much. So like, I'll have people tackle into me and nothing happen a lot when I neutral into
Mhm.
them, and I'm like, this I'm getting away with melees that I shouldn't. Am I the
It's
one
like
with
being the
lag
Agu
advantage?
guy.
So pretty much the what you can do with the O, it's combo. First of all, the beam still chunks, so I hit this thing for like 3.5, almost 4K, somewhere in that range damage. Um, and then I'll smack it again, downswing it, or just downswing it if I think I just need to get it on the ground. And then the O is the Jarja at 650. Because all you do is you downswing, you weapon swap, dash back, downswing, you weapon swap, you melee, downswing. You can actually get 4 melees in after you knock them down with the first downswing. Like, it is gross how good that is.
And you're
Um,
counting each hit on the downswing for the multi-saber, right?
no, I'm not. I'm just no. I'm counting one, neutral, downswing, dash back, downswing, 1, 2, 3, dash back, neutral, downswing.
Okay, you're talking about the whole combo. I thought you meant like water on the ground. Okay.
Well, actually, that's that. Okay, sorry, 3 while they're on the ground. You get 3 hits on the ground, so you get the downswing of the crazy quad. I'm General Grievous, like going ham,
There's
and then
Cthulhu sabers coming out of your gooch.
and then you dash back and you can get a neutral and a downswing with the normal main hand weapon after that triple hit as well. So yeah, if anything's still left after the triple hit, you can pretty much finish anything off. And if you want to just make it simple, you just downswing with the main hand. So you just
Mm.
do poke, then a downswing, dash back, triple hit downswing, then dash back, then swoop downswing. So it's crazy how fast that thing weapon swaps and gets to its other melee weapon. Like it is a meleeing machine. Which kind of brings me to my next point. I feel like the O. Remember how I said the O is the Mark II of 650 last week?
Right.
I just kind of I thought that might be it because it's so simple and stuff, and the melee looks insane. I have to now double down on that a bit and say the O is the Mark II Gundam of 650 because it can also replace the raid. Now the main thing is
I feel you there. It's pretty much
is
a red and blue clothing.
the difference is the supports we have can actually deal with a raid type general. Unlike when
Mm.
the Mark II came out, there wasn't a really good answer at 500 or 550 to deal with the Mark II Gundam as a support, right? Almost no matter what you played, the Mark II Gundam could just be like, yo, I got a shield, you can't stagger me, or boom, I'm just going to dodge roll and kill you. Whereas now we got pretty much the C1 is the big thing, right? We got the C1, and then like the Faz just does tons of damage to it. So, but yeah, there's my short talk what I found out.
Hmm.
So I'm really curious to know if we're gonna see even a raid meta anymore. There's been so many games until this week that I have not seen a single raid, especially after the O came out.
It's definitely a lot less necessary.
So I'm curious to see if this or the Mark II Cubile will still be a thing. But yeah, I guess final thoughts on the Mark V.
I haven't seen enough of them do like outstanding stuff on the field yet. And maybe we just need more time, right? It literally just dropped, but hopefully by the end of the week we'll see some good highlights. There's a lot of people that are kind of marveling at the power accelerator and the shield thing, but I feel like they're dying a lot sooner than those become like applicable most
Yeah.
of the time.
That's usually my case too.
When the
I want to
accelerator
stress.
is very
Go
niche.
ahead, Magnum.
Like the accelerator thing is a very situational thing.
So you can clash with the O and other Mark Fives, right?
Yeah, like there's very few things you're gonna clash with, and when you do, it's just like they might be able to just swing at the
Or
same time,
bounce for that matter. Yeah.
you
Mhm.
know. So
I would say just be careful when you're playing the suit because you really have to remember that there is a small child and a monkey in the trunk while you're zipping around doing stuff.
oh, one other idea. If you clash, I was thinking instead of trying to do the boost that I'm going to show here in a second, instead of doing that whole boost maneuver, actually just boosting back, swapping to your main weapon, and shooting. Do you think you could get that off? Would that be a applicable thing?
Tell me it again.
Like just swapping to your beam rifle, your main weapon, and just shooting them for a stagger? Would that be more effective for most people?
In which case, like against what?
Um, well, I mean, the O or another raid.
Oh, like after the clash,
Yeah, after
like
the
backing up
clash
and just
thing.
shooting
Oh,
them.
oh.
Yeah, like so you
Yeah, you
just
probably
clash
just
and
want
you
to
just
shoot him.
dash, switch to your
Because
main
after I was
hand.
having trouble confirming, I was just saying I should just shoot him instead. Just get your Han Solo on and just shoot
Yeah.
the guy instead of trying to fight him for real.
I mean, there's a lot of times where I'll see people chase down each other for melee, even outside of those situations. It's like, you have like 10 guns! You haven't used them in a minute, just fucking
Bro, you
shoot
have
them!
Vulcans.
Oh, I froze up and I saw you swapping. I kind of backed out, or I
That,
closed
No,
it
no,
down.
you're fine. I thought you were talking about something to suit, and I was going to try and replicate it for you.
Oh,
But
okay.
you were just talking about disengaging with the thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I will say though, it's a very aggressive melee swings is crazy. Like you got some wide swing knockdown nonsense. it is very funny watching the mosh pit with the O. Like today, we had some mosh pits going on. It was gross. Like I was knocking. The funny thing is, I knocked down. I really made somebody tilt. I knocked down our Mark V about 7 times in one game. It was awkward because he was going in, and I'm like, but I'm an O. I'm a raid, right? Right?
You're stepping on your raid's toes. Ugh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a Faz there, and I can one combo it. So
Oh, support units are at 44,000 on DD, man. When did power creep happen? Don't. Sorry.
Woo.
Okay, let me see if I can get this video up real quick to show that maneuver. But Gustav, what's your thoughts on it? Your final thoughts on this thing?
Like I thought I already said them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Goose already put it out there. And I just made a speed racer joke.
Nice. Man, this
But I
might
would
be
just
another
say
one of those
like,
good time ones.
I would say if like if it's your suit, obviously as usual roll for it. But if you're looking for like the next meta thing, just
Maybe
roll,
not.
just save your tokens.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
it seems pretty solid, and like maybe it's kind of like more akin to the Bawu. Maybe in
That
that
sounds kind of
regard.
insulting to the Bawu, if I compare to say.
Yeah.
Well, I just mean like in
Uh,
regards to the flavor of the suit, right? Because the bot was more like adept at range and melee.
yeah.
And it seems like maybe that's something they're trying to do with this at the higher cost, but they didn't give it any missiles.
And the Mark II Cubile has level 3 priority, right?
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
Okay, so I personally, I would have to say I think the Mark II Cubile is better than this still, because again, like if you're looking for something that can set up things with shooting, you just do the rear funnels, which is faster than what the incoms can do. And then your follow funnels are gonna pretty much do the same damage, if not more, than the cannons.
Yeah, I personally like the fact that it has a rush down stagger option as well. The suit lacks that, and I think it's a big deal.
So
This damages grows. Oh.
but
Ooh.
yeah, I again, I'm curious to see what people do with this. Maybe there's something crazy, but yeah, I still think the Mark II wins. Kind of my final thought
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah,
I'm
I'd
kind of
recommend
mad
Cubile
about
as well.
that, but like, I mean, I'm sure we'll get some funky players in there eventually, and we'll see what kind of stuff they can do at full tilt.
I mean, when in doubt, just play the O over any raid anyway.
I was gonna say the banner's still up. You can just go for the O
Boo!
still.
Boo!
It ain't wrong though.
So let me
It
go ahead and
ain't
try to get
wrong.
this video up real quick just to
I
show
don't
this
disagree,
maneuver.
but boo!
Baboo. That's doo doo.
Oh, and the video's playing. So they clash, and he dashes around, and then he melees and knocks the O down. Haha. So that kind of thing. So that's the maneuver that we're talking about because of that skill. But again, so it is possible, but it's possible on their connection.
Oh
So
yeah.
everybody, like, that was the big, like, conversation or argument or whatever you want to call it in chat, was like, that doesn't seem to be useful at all because you can't actually do any melee combos after it. And I was like, interesting. Can you at
It
least
just seemed
shoot?
really hard.
So I'm like, can you at least shoot somebody after it? But yeah, like everybody's been saying they haven't been able to do it. And then there was that video linked, and I was like, oh well, they did it, huh?
Yeah, I'd have to look at it because, granted, if he does exactly what you're saying he does and gets behind him, I mean, he should be fine in that case because he's behind a dude.
Yeah, like they clash, he literally boosts all the way around. But the thing is, I'm wondering, was the other dude on a different weapon? Did he? I'm kind of confused
Yeah,
there.
some extra factor that we're like missing. Like, what's going
Yeah.
on?
Like
Yeah.
if you both clash,
Because Yo even got the swing off.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm kind of wondering if there was something like the O was bad. Was this a
Mm.
situation of the O was
Or
bad,
did you
or
suck?
No, I don't think so. I just think he got melee from behind, and his saber doesn't swing that way, so he got knocked down.
yeah? But I mean, like,
Like, what was he gonna do?
well, while you're clashing, like, kind of watch him dash and then kind of follow him with your camera so that you can at least swing to the side and maybe get another clash or something like
Yeah,
that. That's what
field
I
motors and camera. That's
like. He
something that people
literally
do
he
a lot.
literally didn't move or anything afterwards, right? So like he could have dodge rolled or you know maybe his boost was down. That's what I'm wondering.
Hmm.
I'm like, was this a situation of maybe the O was in lag situation, or
Mm,
because like it literally looks like he just does nothing. I'm like,
that's kind of strange.
so was this actually the benefit of I got time to boost around and actually melee you, haha, or what? That's my curiosity. Was there something? Is this connection benefit or is this connection
Mhm.
problem for the O maybe?
Yeah, I wonder. It's hard to say, right? But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Um. So, but yeah, there's all of that. So let's go ahead and we'll hop to some patch notes. Things will load. My computer is dying.
Oh no.
I Again though, I do have a bot that is searching for a graphics card or processor
Mm,
for me. Let's go.
full disclosure, just in case.
Wait, full disclosure, just in case what?
Just in case anyone's wondering what's going on.
Hurry, tangent. This
Oh,
this is when us this is when we have to do our job as co-host and fill in
there we go.
technical difficulties.
Well,
Trying to
I finally
fucking
got it
melt
up.
this
So
ice.
mission
Ow!
accomplished.
Chop my feet.
Okay, so patch notes. Here we go. Um, so we got the notice regarding an issue with the server,
Something
which
was wrong?
might be happening again. Which is
Yeah.
why pretty much anybody watching right now, if you have not done your dailies, go do your
Uh,
dailies. Like
real quick. Fight through the caution,
I
but
will not
watch
take.
yourself in case that happens, because I totally got caution when I tried to get out of that prompt.
Oh no, you did too. Oh no.
So I'm working it off,
Oh my
but now I'm
gosh.
kind of scared to switch to Gus because I don't want to get that warning or that
Yeah.
penalty before clan matches tomorrow.
Well, and that's what was happening Tuesday apparently. So where did that message even come
Mhm.
from? I've never seen what you guys are talking about. Like I'm
I've
gonna
seen
have
it
to.
before, but normally it's not that severe.
I
It would
never
happen
seen it
like
till
Can
once.
yesterday.
can somebody clip that from Gustav's stream? Anybody on Gustav's end? Please clip
I
that
can try to
and like.
get it. I can try to get it from the clean recording because right now mine's reduced to like a smaller like part.
Okay, so if you can link that in my chat or something, I can pull it up and we can show it because I have no clue what it even looks like what you guys are talking about. So, but what they're saying here,
I'll see if I can find something too.
greetings, pilots. Our last update stated the maintenance will end by. Wait, is this the wrong one? Oh, this is the follow-up number 2. So this is their extension of it. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. Here we go. Removing the restriction of temporary gameplay. We are aware of the issue with the server where some players cannot occasionally save the game correctly because of erroneous network operation between PSN server and players from 1 a.m. Wednesday Pacific time to 10 p.m. Tuesday
Fucking
DT.
network operations.
So, um, okay, what do we got here? We again apologize for the inconvenience. Um, we will be compensating players affected by the server issues as below. So pretty much they anybody who got a penalty during this will be eligible for the compensation. Um, but I'm curious, anybody, if anybody on anybody's end, if you got a penalty, um, I'm guessing it either ran its course and you didn't have it by the time this happened, or I'm guessing like the penalties weren't necessarily forgiven, but I guess the time just kind of went away. So kind of interesting, I guess. Did you still have to? Were you still in a penalty, and did you have to play your games to get out of the penalty? I guess is the better question at that point. And then pretty much you log in and you get your compensation when you log in. The other thing they did was they extended the supply drops except for the Palace Athene.
Yeah, that was weird. Why was that one excluded?
I don't know. I'm mad.
But in terms of the
tweeted
in terms
at
of
them
the penalty,
about bad suits.
We talked about it a little bit before, but it seems like penalties that happened within that time frame before they went down were just rolled back.
Here,
So,
Magnum, I
like-
found one. I'll just take a clip of it.
So did
and
they
send
have
it
like
to
a penalty? Did like if they were penalty 1 though, were they good? Like if they got a penalty during that, were they like normal after it, or did they have
like
to
that
work
would be
out
the
penalty?
implication. They had to be they were just forgiven because it was
Okay.
because of the errors.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Was
Now, I guess the bigger question is, do we have any people who can be examples for that?
yeah, that was kind of my question, because like if somebody in anybody's chat actually had a penalty during that day, did you have to work it off the day, or because I still had to work off my caution for
Oh yeah.
yeah, so as far as gaining my points back, so I definitely didn't get forgiven for the caution stuff. They didn't like roll back any of those effects.
Maybe that's why though, like just because it was a caution as opposed to a full penalty.
That's why I was wondering if the penalty actually was a thing, because hopefully they did, but I definitely want some acknowledgement somewhere before I started being like, good job, guys.
Also, side note, that's Zissa Ace game. I became Ace, and I've never had a team be more in my way than in that match. Holy shit.
They were protecting you, Gustav.
No, they were not.
Oh, for real though, Gustav, did like
they were stunning my butthole while I was trying to kill things, and it made me upset.
I don't know if you hopped in chat just before I did it, but did you see the Stamen that was jumping in front of me? Right before
I heard
we
you
started
talk
this?
about smacking his ass after.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I was like standing on the hill on Impact site. I'm standing on that hill, launching my missiles, and then he goes, get behind me, Mr. President. Get behind me, Mr. President. Get behind me, Mr. President. And I'm like hitting him every time.
Mr. President, smack, smack,
Like-
smack.
like-
Get out of the way.
And like I'm staggering myself and him, and I'm like, smack, and he's like, yeet, and he just runs away, and I'm like, got the message. Okay, now
Stay away from
where
me.
was I? Zussa, come on, let's go. Pew pew pew, and then I proceeded to start slaughtering enemies, and then, but oh man, I was the tilt today, which I'll get to that. I'm trying to save that for after the patch notes, but yeah,
Right.
Ugh.
But still, it's real.
Today was
Magnum, that
pretty
clip
bad.
I put in the group chat will show what the window looks like. It doesn't show the repercussions, but it shows you what the window looks like.
Oh god. There's a lot of Mark Vs in this match, and as a Faz, I am
Let
scared.
me go ahead and bring that up
You
because
should be.
I'm pretty sure
Ooh.
that was the big error that they were talking about, because they're talking about how people can't save their game. And when you said the word save, I was like, wait, what? So let's try to bring this clip up real quick. Of course, there's volume. Turn it off quick. Come on, computer, you can do it. I believe.
Oh god, Akiyama saved us.
Failed to save game, abort
I'll take the
process.
dodge.
What in the world? So yeah, this
he just like
this
nope.
has to be what they're talking about. So
Gustav, I was joking the other day with one of the guys I was playing with. Did a few duo matches while the servers were being a trash fire, and we were in jungle. And there was like one guy on the enemy team that wasn't readying up, and we were just like, "Oh God, please dodge! I want to send. If you dodge, I will send you a like pre-game encourage." They need to let you encourage people for being freaking Q heroes.
Give them an
saving you
encourage coupon.
heroes, for real though,
like,
right?
dude, take this. You redeem this for an encourage in the future. because I didn't want to play jungle again. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Like sometimes I get mad at people who dodge, and then there are other times like, man, you are a hero and a scholar.
You're fucking MVP.
I follow you to the ends of the earth, damn it, let's go.
Oh yeah, especially like when I see like I'm sorry, as much as I'm like, yeah, support team comp, let's go. Today one of my rated games was literally all raids, and I was like, yep.
But it's fun and memes, haha.
Yep.
The big
Like
maze.
I'm all for the support meme because there's like, a decent chance of I've won most of my all support team comp games.
It helps when you have advantage
I've
against when you take
never
reduced damage and deal bonus damage to like a majority of the
Yeah,
team too, right?
exactly. And then sometimes there's not even a raid these days. So
Right? It's just like the ultimate comp.
I mean that's like those one games, the series battles or whatever now, where it's like, oh, there's no
the
raid?
fucking oh
There's no
MS.
raid at this cost? Oh,
Oh no, it's
everybody just play the
War in
mass
Pocket.
production. Yeah, we're in the pocket.
Oh,
Everybody
really?
play the mass production gun cannon because there's no raid below 400. So anything 400 and below is just mass production gun
And
cannons
they
all over the
love
place.
whipping out 350 for War in the Pocket, which is weird.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic, dude.
They just want to reduce the 650 meta by 300 points. So they just make people play War in the Pocket. We're trying to phase out raids.
I mean, at that point, it phases
It's
out
the
everything
idea of them all being
because nobody wants to play general at that point because you just have all mass production gun cannons.
All the War in the Pocket shit is like fucking 400 plus.
Yep. But anyway, so the failed to save game abort process. Yeah. So if you hit, so you're supposed to hit cancel and not okay.
Yeah, if you hit cancel, it'll try again. But if you hit okay, you're agreeing to abort the process, and they don't like that apparently.
Oh
Even though they give
my.
you the option to do so, I think if they give me an option to back out, I should not be be put in content.
Earlier you said the one on the left is okay, and I was like, oh, that's
Yeah, don't click that one. That's what I was saying. Like, do not click that one. Hit whichever one they default you on, because that's the good one.
Okay, so hit cancel. Hit cancel. That is, oh my, that is.
It ain't great.
Oh my. That is an oh my.
So that being said, since the time that it happened live, it hasn't happened again. But
not to me.
I will
It happened
say
twice last stream.
I will say that
Tuesday,
it is something I've seen in the past before.
Oh, Gustav's talking about his, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you have seen it before?
Today. I have seen it before.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
See, I thought this was just a thing that showed up Tuesday.
Because there's that, and then it's kind of akin to the vanishing, except you gotta agree that it didn't happen, and if you do, they punish you. Like, yo, you don't want that one to be real on, well, fuck you.
They should have sent me a contract. I didn't know what I was signing. Where's my fine print? It was just yes and no.
But anyway, as far as it goes, they did extend all the other drops, even the free 10 spin for the New Year's, and 10 tokens. I think we needed more tokens. I'm just saying.
I think it should have given us enough for a 10 spin.
Yeah. They should have rounded it out at least, so you could get that extra spin.
Yeah, because if somebody literally was, wrong timing and they couldn't play, then they would have missed even Tuesday, right? Even with the problems we had Tuesday, and you missed, that would have actually been what, 12 tokens? If you timed it wrong on Tuesday, because Tuesday morning was messing up as well. Like you could have got a penalty because of Tuesday morning. So you might not have been able to finish your Monday dailies if you were waiting till Tuesday to do them. So you could have got that penalty, and right. So I mean, I guess there would have been like, I guess you could have did the custom stuff or whatever to cheese them, but yeah, that really sucks. So somebody could have actually missed 12 tokens potentially.
Put that under the category of you shouldn't have to do it. So
Yeah. But yeah. So 10 tokens not enough. They need to do a full 10 spin for real. Give everybody
I
a
remember I was,
free step up or another chance at the O.
that'd be nice. I remember when I was talking about it. My words were pretty much like they should give us a free 10 spin, but that's never gonna happen. So what will probably realistically happen is like we might get 15, and then I was like, but that's probably way too generous. We'll probably get even less than
Yeah, I
that.
said we're probably gonna get 10, and
Oh,
I've already been beaten down by them, so I'm just like, yeah, we'll probably just get 10. And someone's like, maybe a
Mhm.
full 10 spin. I'm like, no, just 10 tokens.
Yeah, full
And
10 spin. I wish.
and then like yeah, I'm surprised I didn't
to be
actually
fair, even
say
if
it
it was a
more.
10 spin, it'd just be a 10 spin of all sabers.
My weapon
Yeah,
shop
they
is,
they bait you out
oh my
with a
gosh.
fake banner. Well, it's interesting though. Like, did you guys play Gunpla Warfare around the time it first released?
Mm.
Yes.
Gustav, you did a little bit.
Yeah, why?
I
What's
know
up?
for sure.
Yeah.
But I think like it's like the first month or week or something like that. And it wasn't even like on them, but I don't know if you guys recall there being an issue with Apple's servers or whatever, or like the App Store in general. But like you couldn't play like any game on the Apple Store because like they like dropped a kernel or some nonsense, some tech talk
Oh yeah,
nonsense, and all of their games were just like kaput. And I think it lasted
Game machine brute.
like almost a week, and like Android players are still able to play, but when the
Mm.
servers got back up, Gunpla Warfare like gave you a whole bunch of stuff. And I think they gave like I wish, and I probably have to look and see how much they give you, but they gave you like enough token or data chips, whatever the heck they're called. I can't remember. They gave you enough chips, Haro chips. They gave enough Haro chips to be able to do. It was either hard chips or they gave you like the free spin tickets, but they gave you enough to do multiple spins
Yeah,
um,
I
on
think it
that
was
game. Like
Haro
I'm pretty sure they
stuff.
gave enough to do a 10 spin. What
which
Magnum?
is cool because if it was raw currency, then you could just use it on anything. Like that's cool.
I'm pretty sure it was Haro stuff because I just have a pile of Haro stuff that I remember getting early on when the game first came out. I was like, "Oh, cool! What is all this Haro stuff? I'm just gonna save and hoard it." And I've been using it more recently when I got back on. So
Yeah, they gave you plenty of haro chips,
unless
and it's
this
just
was
kind of weird.
only Apple side of things,
Well,
because I'm Android.
oh, well, they gave it to both.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Even if
Well
you're still playing an Android, you still got the bonuses.
then I'm pretty sure it
I
was Haro
remember
chips.
everybody online was like, "Thanks, Apple players. I enjoy playing the game and my free spins." Um,
They got the flex and get some.
Android. Woo. Okay.
but it's just kind of weird because it's also Gundam, and it's probably not BB Studios, but like I think the
And this
team for
is
Gunpla Warfare is very generous, and
mm,
then we have Battle Op, and this is like granted the servers aren't always down, but they do tend to be pretty crappy in regards to connection. Is this like the third time we've ever gotten compensation in the entire lifespan of the game?
yeah.
Like I want to say second, but I think there were
I was
actually
gonna
two
say
prior cases.
Because I think another one was just for a live event, wasn't it? Like something got canceled. It wasn't
Yeah, I
even
think
anything
you're
to do with
right.
the game. It was just some other Japan bullshit that no one could really give two shits about.
except for
Yeah.
But regardless, they don't do it very much. Is kind of the point. We don't have to like try to think back on exactly how many times it
Mhm.
was, but
yeah,
it
but
hasn't been that many. You could
It's
definitely
not
count it with
even
one hand.
it's not even a handful
yeah.
at
Yeah,
this point. We're
So
getting there, but not really.
comes down to like we just need to be more active. And I mean, I don't know if they're gonna
Mm.
listen to us per se, but we just need to be more active and tell them like, "Yo, this ain't cool." Don't
And
feel bad.
it's something I brought up before that like
Mhm.
not only just Gunpla Warfare, first of all, Gunpla Warfare actually has community people that handle stuff
Yeah,
and like we had to ride on their coattails to actually get coverage
you ain't
while they're
lying.
also talking about Gunpla Warfare more than this game. Even though it's like a free to play mainline like console game, for fuck's sake.
Compared
Apparently
to
there's
their cell phone
yeah,
game,
to their
yeah.
fucking cell
yeah,
phone ass game. So like that value has definitely shifted, and it's not just for Gundam, right? There's other properties that are like that too.
Oh, for sure.
But I've always used phone games and their generosity with that as an example. Now, granted, a lot of those I kind of wonder how many people got good stuff out of those spins and yada yada
Yeah.
in terms of the gacha for Gunpla Warfare, but at least they had more chances to get fucked over. And they're
Sure, for
consistent
sure.
with that kind of stuff.
Gunpla Warfare
Fucking
is good at doing that to you too.
Saga in particular doesn't even need an excuse. It's just shitting out stuff at you all the time for existing in the States. And they're just like, yo, have all this stuff in all these events. You know, the only thing stopping you is how much you really actually want to play that thing to get everything.
Well, and then the what I'm hearing though in chat right now is multiplayer on Gunpla Warfare apparently is just bad.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it still bad? It
I
was
mean,
like
the
rough the
servers
first
suck.
time, and it was like
The
okay the
updates are
second.
slow as fuck. Sometimes, depending on what you're running it on, it's kind of slow. Like, there's a lot of other problems with that game, but them having compensation is not one of them.
Apparently their server side of thing disconnecting and lagging is how she said can't
Very
do
common.
multiplayer consistently law, hence why I stopped.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean I haven't checked out. I just get on whenever they're doing events for parts. I'm like, ooh, I can get parts. Let's go.
That's cool.
And then I make
That's
something.
interesting. I kind of wonder how bad it is, because like the first multiplayer event in D or not, as I was talking about DD in chat, but the first multiplayer event in Gunpla Warfare was unplayable. But I was actually able to queue with people on the second one, and keep matches. So that's interesting. It sounds like it may have gotten worse, or maybe it was always bad. I don't know.
It's
It was
just as
tolerable before.
it just happened that badly
Always
again.
has been.
Yeah, pretty much. Space not gun meme or whatever. Here.
But yeah. More compensation, please. Also, GBO days is going on, and they extended that. So
As you
that's
missed a day.
yeah. So that's actually extended. So woot, get your free boxes, and if
Get your
you're
free
kind of
tickets
new,
here.
uh, you can do the 10 spin for a guaranteed 3-star. But it is the pool of every suit. So if you're played it for a decent amount of time, you're probably gonna get a repeat.
You know, if they weren't gonna give us more tokens, they could have did like discounted spins on stuff that they brought back. That would have been
For
cool.
real though, right? Something, man.
I'd be
But
down for that.
we talked about the Mark V in the ticket shop. This is big. I mean,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
just talk about the two that if you're a fan of those suits, fine, fair enough. But they did the Freak Custom level 4 and the Blue Destiny Unit 1 level 4.
Yep.
So if those are your thing, then
I kind of stopped short on getting those.
the more power to you on that. But they threw in big meta. Ooh.
Mm, oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
and they're not that expensive at like
Nope.
just over 200 per. Galbaldi beta level 1 and 2. If you do
Let's
not have the
go.
level 1, go buy it now.
Mm.
Go buy it yesterday.
I
Or
will
actually,
take you
you could.
far in that
But
cost range for 450.
yeah, the funny
Yeah,
thing
and
is
grab the Zoc while you're in the store.
now literally what I'm seeing is everybody is playing the Galbaldi beta at 450 now. Like there is so many
For real.
unpainted Galbaldi betas every time there's a 450 room up. It is funny. And I just realized that, which is why I haven't been playing 450 now. Because there's a bunch of Galbaldi betas running around just downswinging people
Loading at people like, let's go.
and knocking
No offense,
everybody.
Gustav. All the bald guys are running around.
Yep. It's much of me wiggling my head. Let's go. Come on.
Just knocking down
Jam it in there,
teammates.
let's go.
Just knocking down
Just hit
teammates with your lunging downswing.
Gustav firing double missiles at me and stuff. Like, come on, man.
Choo-choo.
Why, Gustav? Why?
Oh, I thought you were gonna dodge that beam rifle, huh? Oh shit.
Punching downswing.
Real talk, trying to do that downswing as a person and not a robot probably seems like you just fall on your face.
Yeah, I'm sure would not feel too good. We are not mobile suits.
Nope. No stabilizers here. Just my dumb ass.
Yeah, I've got an unstabilizer. Shoot.
Okay.
Wait, man, I was looking at something. Oh,
What?
sorry. I was getting ready. I was like, man, I was looking at something. We need
Yeah,
to preoccupy time longer.
I
But
kind of knocked something over by accident when I was trying
Oh,
to
no.
grab something.
was it your Diet Coke
Uh,
or Pepsi? My bad.
no. It's something else that I'll show off here in a minute.
Playing
When we
level
get
up to
later on.
Ah, yes, fantastic.
When we get to new student stuff or shoutouts. But anyway,
Also, shout out to GS3 for hitting 170 clan level. Yay!
woo!
We
I think
did it.
we
Hey,
just did 120, so we've been killing it recently. But yeah, Garibaldi Beta. It's pretty OP at 450, and it is the most meta 450 suit. And there's a lot of people who will argue. You'll get those weird people who will argue that it's better than the Mark II at 500. And like, I went to the Mark II after swapping to the Garibaldi Beta, and then I went to Mark II, and then like the dude on Reddit. And then I was like, and he's like, "Are you asking for it?" And I'm like, I went back to the Garibaldi Beta and he readied up, and then I went back to the Mark II and he unreadied, and I'm just like,
Just testing this guy. Like, is that what you're? Is like really?
this is the problem. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
kind of strange. I mean, I feel like the difference isn't that great to where you would need to Q dodge. Like they're both good.
I guess it's just the fact that he has both, right? But like the
The guy
idea
wants to
that
play the
one
moves
has
too,
that
right?
yeah, he has the extra range on the downswing.
yeah.
You're pretty
Well,
much
and
just mini Zeta in that point. So like, why would you want to give that up? Unless you're really good with the goop or just like those missiles, or not the missiles, the
well, I like the Vulcans, and then secondly, I think the melee is just better, so I want more damage on my melees for the Mark II.
also just the overall damage.
Yeah, so like you're gonna get more damage with the Mark II. But the Garibaldi Beta, though, the argument from what I can gather is you've got a mini Zeta downswing, so there's the first big deal. And secondly, instead of the goop, you have maneuver armor breaking stagger.
Yep.
So
Which is actually has faster travel time anyway. So
yeah, so that's actually the big deal. But it's like, yeah, but I just prefer to have a bit more damage because more damage. And then Vulcans to do more damage. And also, I don't like to just shoot a beam, and I'm going to be using a shrapnel bazooka anyway on my Mark II because forget using a beam. So you don't want to see me with the Garibaldi Beta using that beam. I miss all the time. But he doesn't
And what
know
you say
that.
you wanted more of again, Magnum?
I don't know if they'd want you to be using the shrapnel anyway. Like the minute they see you with that, they probably downswing you.
Oh yeah, no, that's the main thing. But again,
Are you asking for it?
Yeah, just like what are you doing?
I just like the funny thing was in a 450 game, I got smacked for using the Hyzak custom one game, and I was like, why? The suit's
Yeah,
actually
Chad made a
good.
good point too, Magnum. You also get a double dodge,
Oh yeah,
potentially.
double dodge.
On
That's
the,
what it was. Yeah,
as well.
I was trying to remember what the third thing. I was like, I did it this way to do 3, and I forgot what the third one was.
Heckin' brain. Forgetting all this important stuff.
But yeah, and then it has the double dodge roll. So yeah, it's a really solid suit with a lot of versatility. But I want my damage.
I like the shittier thing better because it does more damage on the bonus.
My deeps. I will say though, like I can definitely get that though. For generals, damage isn't necessarily an all be all. You're really just supposed to be a fronting force for your team, and sometimes you're better off trading off a bit of damage so you can do your job better. So I can definitely get that. There's
I
like
also
a lot of
have a bad
cases.
habit of doing like the I'm not touching you game with the Vulcans just because they actually do some decent damage anyway.
Yeah, sometimes when some of the suits have like options that are too good for their secondaries, the people playing them will get stuck using them instead. Like, you've ever had those games where you have like a Mark II and they're just shooting things and vulcaning it? It's like, why aren't you going in for melee, man?
You have a rifle. Get in there. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Or like the playing the what's it called? The not the Dualahan, the other one.
Custom
Cavalry and
Oh
you just
they're trying
dock
to
a
Taka,
you just
yeah.
dock a missile and laser things the whole game. You never use your beam javelin.
Yeah.
Like you're missing out on good deeds.
Some people use that beam like it's a sniper too. Like they'll legit just scope in
Oh my
and
gosh.
just try to nail people with it.
For real
Yeah,
though,
that hurts.
I finally got. There was a trio queue because they were all the same color and they were the top 3, and I finally have to eat my words on. They literally, we just had the podcast, and literally the next day, I was like, really, I jinxed it with this because like literally, I was like, because my statement was, I have never lost a game where all of my
No.
generals in a 350 game were Pell Rider cavalries.
Oh no.
And then literally all they did was sit on mountain at I forget which side's which, but the not the one with the arch, but the other side. I think is that A side?
Oh,
I think
that's
that's A
A
side.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they sat at A side, just shooting at the support with their lasers and stuff the entire time, while
They
he was
always
on
strong
top of the
range
mountain.
options.
Now,
While he
like
was on top of the mountain,
on,
they were just like
on
trying to
paper,
trade. All
you would
3 of
think
them.
that would work, but it also depends on them actually landing their shit and those missiles not being slow as fuck.
Well, the other thing is then they had 2 supports, conveniently enough. So they
Oh
were
no.
trying to
All
out
got
trade
moved
2
down.
supports, and then like I was like, cool, our raid can get up there, but he can't get up there because our entire front line
Because
is
they
a
have a front
mile
line.
away,
Mm,
and
Yeah.
I'm trying to hide behind the front line because I'm now the front line. Great.
I'm sure some of those nerds will like take the supports too.
you take these supports.
Like probably I can't remember, but I don't think they were. I think they were just memeing and being like, we can meme and win. And I'm
No.
like, no, no, you guys literally gave me the first loss I've ever had with this team comp. We had the perfect meta team comp. How? Why?
You can literally do everything and you still fucked it up by doing only one thing.
Yeah, but yeah, that even though the beam javelin is clunky AF,
It's also strong as fuck.
it's still chunks.
Mhm.
It is chunky.
It has insane reach on that neutral and the side swipes.
Yeah, when you hit with that thing, you hit with that thing. It is gross. But yeah, so anyway, there was that. Um,
Oh.
but yeah, ticket shop, got ball to beta, get in there, get it yesterday. Now the one thing that they don't have on the DP store stuff, which makes me sad, is that there's the rabbit type level 2 in the DP store. So go get that. That thing's amazing. Better than the normal Zaku.
Definitely a good suit.
Get that big gun. Do big damage. Big gun, big damage, big dick. Anyway, then we have the Pell Rider heavy arms and the Pell Rider space type.
Definitely picked up one of those because I didn't have it yet. So that was nice. Actually, I had something to spend my DP on.
I actually got requested to do the A Pell Rider, and the only thing that was up was 450, so I bought the Pell Rider heavy arms, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, the heavy arms is good.
Big iron.
Yeah, pretty much. I was just going around clubbing people with the big iron, and like, then going down swinging somebody else, turning around, shooting the guy who I already big ironed with the bazooka, and then down swinging that guy. I was like, yeah, this thing's a raid that's blue, that also can heavy stagger from a mile away. I like it. But I realized it was a raid that's blue because somebody would look at me and I would just explode. So there was that too. But the Pell Rider space, my favorite space general play, mainly because it has Gatling, but still really good.
Definitely helps.
I normally end up ace when I play that suit. But yeah, all the stuff in the DP store they put is actually good. Go try it out if you can. If you can buy it, that is. I'm sure there's probably a high ranking needed to buy that. Again, I wish they would just either get rid of that for the DP store stuff or lower everything significantly, but you know. But yeah, anything else on those or anything on the ticket shop stuff?
Definitely check it out if you have a lot of currency to burn. Hopefully you guys can actually get some use out of those.
Oh, also, yeah, sorry, I didn't start with this. The Titans 3 normal suit is a thing. Was that already a thing?
It could be.
Normalcy,
They
I'm
got
pretty
the
sure.
yeah, they
Either
got a
way,
lot
I
of stuff
noticed it's
going on.
blue, and I'm like, I feel like Aoshi's gonna be doing some tin spin if he hasn't
I heard
already.
he did.
I forget if he already had it. He mentioned it,
Yeah,
but he's
I mean,
definitely got
I
the
know
suit too. So
I know he's already got the suit, so I'm pretty sure he's done some tin spins. But I'm pretty sure this is one of the normal suits he'd be going for.
also, thank you for being an enabler yesterday. Unfortunately, we didn't get the suit still, but I
Oh, did he
appreciate it.
enable
So,
4.0? Is this enabling
yeah.
4.0? Oh my gosh. He helped with the O. And then I got the that was the other thing. So I got the O, the C1 level 1, the Zeku Eins 3 level 2,
Ooh.
and a what was the other one? There was something else that was really good that I wanted anyway. I can't remember. It kind of got overshadowed by the O and the C1 back to back. Like literally, my last box was the C1, and I was like,
That's
"No,
fucking
there
crazy.
went all my luck." And then I just started going "Ah!" and just yelling, and then got the O right after it. Um, oh, the double Zeta. There we go. Thank you. That
Mm.
was I got the double Zeta, which is the one I wanted out of the between the Bawu and stuff. That's what it was.
Sorry to hear that.
I mean, the Bawu. I have been saying though the Bawu is
Like the
technically better.
Bawu.
And I would like the Bawu, but I've been wanting the double Zeta for a long time. So I finally
Technically.
got it.
Nah, I hear you.
Technically.
I definitely want the Bawu, but I don't know if I want to take my. I should just do it so I can get to 1 and 3, but it'd only be on my alt anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Mhm.
Well, I mean,
Well,
well, yeah, the Bawu is the better suit. So if there's a winner there, the Bawu is the winner. But I've been wanting the. I haven't got the double Zeta yet, and I've been wanting the double Zeta. So for me, yeah. Oh, I think everyone's got aggro.
uh-oh.
um. So the next thing though, we do have a level 3 Mark 3 and a level 3 Nemo 3. So 600 Nemo 3 and a 650 Mark 3 is
Nemo
now
definitely
in the
still out
lottery.
there chucking dudes.
Not
It's
bad.
unfortunate.
The rate that it can fire its beams is actually kind of crazy.
Given that loop.
You can almost constantly stagger somebody, but I mean, if somebody has a dodge roll or a tackle, they can get it in before you can just constantly go 1, 2, 3. But it's close, so pretty nice. Mark 3 was definitely nice that they gave it some buffs. I don't know, do we think the Mark 3 still needs more buffs?
Mm, it
I
feels like
think
some
it's
of it's kind of
underwhelming.
like placebo buffs, but it's been nice enough
I
to
don't
make
think it's
people
going to
more
be good enough
aggressive.
at the cost that they added it to.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. At 650, I mean, just the O and the Toads Rider is huge right now, which is
They'd
actually,
really have to up the output on those cannons.
yeah. Clan ranked tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Pacific, 300 4v4 simple
Let's
battle,
fucking
tropical
go.
desert. Let's go.
Dom Tropical Desert.
Anybody
Oh,
can get
oh
in
no,
on
that's
that.
right.
Oh no.
Dom,
It's time for
Dom
the
Tropical
big,
Desert.
the big Inas.
Yes. Okay, so
Need to run into some ags.
but pretty much anybody can get in on that and do well at that cost. Like you can, if you've been playing for about a week or so, you should be high enough rank to actually buy something pretty decent from the DP store. So that's nice. I really like these lower ones for that. But
Mhm.
so get in there and have some fun. And it's good time zone or
Oh, yeah.
time frame, whatever.
So, since I think is it top 3 or is it top 10 now?
It is still top 3.
Okay,
So
so
sadly, I really want this new suit. We
so the
covered it
good thing is
last
that
week.
we're getting this one out of the way now, right? So I think by the end of this suit's lifespan, we'll have another one that'll be in the top 100.
Well, the next late night one will be the top 40. And
Oh, has
then
it come up, or is it just like the pattern we've seen so far?
well, I mean, we get a fourth. Every fourth clan ranked is a late night one.
Okay.
So right now this is the 42nd. So then on the 46th we'll have another one, which will be top 40. And then if they have it 4 more weeks after, which I don't know if they will, but the 47th is when it goes to the top 100. So the 50th is where we'd have to make it to have another late night. But if there's ever a space around the top 40 or the top 100, make sure you try to get in there. Sadly, I was asleep this last space one, so oops, my bad. But I really want this thing with the weapons it's got. This thing is gross, dude.
It looks
Like
really nasty.
this is like Peasant Dewage 2.0, man. I am terrified of this thing. And it's gonna destroy raids. Like
Why they
Striker,
give it a
get
freaking
wrecked, Striker.
shotgun scatter beam?
I
Like,
know, get wrecked,
terrifying.
Striker.
So cool.
Striker Custom is gonna get destroyed by this thing. But anyway. So yeah, clan ranked. Anything else on that? If not, I want to talk about something.
GS3,
I'll see
let's
everybody
go.
there. Yeah, go team try pants. Team no pants.
MNG,
We're
yeah,
top,
yeah,
gotta be
yeah.
top fivers again.
Okay, so I got a quick topic. I definitely want to rant about 650.
Play generals. All right, next topic.
Yep.
So the cost itself, I kind of want to talk about the cost itself, which pretty much was just what was said. And the fact that we've been seeing it so much. I did not know I hated 650 as much as I did. Because before, I just dealt with Cubelays and I would just have the MLRS, and that was my answer. And it was cool, and I could deal with it.
And the world was good.
And
Everyone was bitching about the Cubelay meta, but I bet they wish we go back. They should
Right.
play raids.
and now it's I mean, then I just avoided it when the Mark II Cubelay came out, right?
But my Kubaloo.
And then now we got some stuff filling in 650.
Mm.
And it's cool, but the shininess has finally worn off of these suits.
And the
I've got to play
Kubaloo
them.
has prevailed again.
It's still pretty solid. It's awesome how good it does.
I've honestly been surprised. Every
Yeah.
time that the honeymoon period for these suits ends, the Cubelay comes back
Yeah.
and just keeps doing the shit that it needs to do, and it's hilarious.
It's painfully consistent. Like, I think that's the best thing about the Cubelay.
Yeah, I normally see maybe one. There's like it seems now people get angry if you're on an O or a Toads rider and swap to a Cubelay. They go, "Are you asking for it?" I get that a lot.
Yeah, until you get those fucking scores, and it was like, all right,
yeah,
buddy.
right.
Who's
haven't
asking
seen
for
that.
what?
It's
Let's
still
go.
good. It got nerfed, but it's still good. Correct.
I kind of I forget if anyone has that link. Someone in my chat was passing around like a tier list that was more tilted towards like JP, like higher end players. And some of the seats on there that were kind of interesting. I kind of wonder how many people were backing that, or like what
I
we
hope
would
no one.
consider to
It
be
didn't
a
even have the
list.
Dryston on it, man.
So weird, right? But
Wait,
like
really?
for me being in like, you know, mid to bottom A, like I haven't even hit A+ yet after all this time. So maybe I'm just not seeing that kind of stuff. But what have you seen in S- emblem in terms of that?
Shit, I ain't gotten there yet. But as far as like the S minuses that bleed into my matches, I mean, I honestly, in regards to like that list itself, I think it's kind of just whatever. I've never seen a what's it called? A Zommel in any of my 650 matches where I play. Like literally their suit comes up, I've had people Q dodge me when I try to run the Go Goog at 650. So, and I think it's not a bad pick because of all the ballistic stuff it does, and it's pretty tanky. But I've had people dodging me with that. Um, like actually just pulled it up. I think the Qblade is good. I'm sure the SCR is a fine suit whenever you can get the output out of it. I've never
I mean,
played it,
I
but
shit on the SCR all the time. I think it's trash.
yeah, I think I would have problems with it. I feel like I would get burned by maneuver armor too much, but I know a lot of people who swear by it. There's that, by the way.
Oh, okay, thank you. That's what I was about to ask. What? Okay, this is some BS.
Like I don't think the Dualahan not the Dualahan. I don't think the Toads Ritter is personally as good as they think it is. I can feel with the
Oh
Dovin,
well,
like good Dovin players will
now
lock you down and you'll never have fun again.
like Dovin is definitely S. Toads Rider though I think is S. Like now that I've kind of got used to playing it, it is actually insane. It is a high skill cap suit, but it is insane. You have like you can stun an O person 4 times. If you get one stun on an O and they don't have a dodge roll,
Mhm.
or even if they do dodge roll, you can lock on with your incoms and they'll pretty much stun them again, and then you can stun them another like 3 times before they can even move. And then that's not including knocking them around with melee. So like you
Sure.
can shut down an O pretty easily, or any raid for that matter that doesn't have like multiple dodge rolls. So it's the Toads Rider is actually really really insane, but it doesn't have like a lot of people say it has insane damage output, and I don't agree with that. I think it's got decent damage output, but it's kind of like the argument with the Mark II compared to the Galbaldi. This is kind of the argument I would kind of compare it to. And then the
Hmm.
Dovin is your big damage dealer, and then your O is your other big damage dealer. Whereas the Toads Rider has just options to do awesome things.
I feel you there. It's definitely a variable suit. It's probably like it and the cube layer are definitely acting as the closest thing to a front line you're gonna have.
Yeah, I would definitely count it and the Cubulate kind of in the same class. What's that one next? Is that the SER next to the Cubulate?
Yes.
And then what's the one to the right of that? Is that the O?
No, the O's not on this list. That is the C1.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, the C1 should be S tier.
I don't agree, but I think A. If we're going off of this list, I think A is fine for it. I don't think the C1 is S tier. I actually don't think there are any S tier supports, honestly. Maybe it's the argument that it's probably the better of the options at that cost, and that would make it S
Mm.
tier by default. But if we're going by off of
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
like
I'd say
fair enough,
by
fair
power
enough.
stuff,
default,
I don't think I can agree.
makes sense
It's the
because
S tier support. Like if I was making a tier list, I would say have your tier list of raids, tier list of generals, and tier list of supports.
C1 has been very surprising because as much as I have the misgivings about how easily it's taken out of its flight mode and some of its how easily interruptible it is,
Mhm.
it's got high output, it's got variable stun types on its weapon, and a lot of the time it's more of an assassin than it is just a regular support, just because of the situations that it can get in there with.
I feel you there. I've definitely had situations where it's just like, bah, I'm knee staggered all of a sudden, and it's like that heckin' C1.
And it gets those thigh beams on you. It's like, what is happening? Stop!
Yeah,
Or you
just
just
like
see
look
it
over and
silhouette in the eye in the sky, and it's like you either hit it or you don't. And if you don't, it's gonna make you regret it. Oh my god, no, see that, dude. I feel like it kind of has Vulcan syndrome too, because people know they can stun it so easily, and I'll see some just scoop between like 3 people and not get touched, while it's also still doing its work, and it's like these guys are so aggressive before. What's happening?
By the way, do you have a link to this tier list?
Gustav was the one that got it for me. I just copied a picture of it.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I was gonna say I think he put it in the Discord
You should
before,
be
but
able
I
to
had to look it
if you're
up
looking for
after
just
his
like a
match.
web browser link,
Well,
you can click it and
Chad's wanting to look at it, so I guess
you can
copy
click
link.
it, open the original, and then just
Yeah, like
copy the
the
link
picture
from
link.
there. Yeah.
That should do it. Oops, I think I opened it in actually a web browser. Yeah, okay. Actually, I could bring it up on screen right now. That would work.
I'll just go ahead and preface it just with anything like this. You know, these are made by however many people or individuals or groups.
Yeah.
They're gonna have their preferences. It's gonna show in that list. And then you definitely want to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
For
Yeah,
sure.
don't take it
much.
to heart. That's why I
Yeah,
was kind of
definitely.
asking. Like, I wonder how many people this is backed by
Yeah,
to
I
begin
wonder
with.
who and how many for sure.
Because this is, if we want to talk about true salt meta, then we guys also have to bring up like clan match compositions and stuff too.
And that
And
was
a lot of that,
yeah.
some of that is stuff I've seen, and a lot of it's like, no, these are memes. Like Asian in ours for clan matches did the Zamel, and we did pretty well just because it's something they weren't expecting, but that's not something you do out of the box.
I do think the Zombie slaps hard. You know,
I think it's
if
also
you can
because he's got
protect
that GM canon meta going on in his brain.
it, maybe. Like if it's unmolested, the Zombie can definitely do stuff, but it just kind of comes down to if it gets left alone.
Impact Site was a good map for that because of that far like slope, right in that corner.
You just
Because
like hang
it's a
out behind
lot
the
of
hill.
it's a lot of travel distance between then and there for where
Yeah.
most people are able to drop in the enemy team. So like it worked out pretty well, but that's definitely not something you should be
Well, I see a
aspiring
lot
to.
actually when I get closer to A plus. I see a lot of Zommels on Impact Site, and they only do that. That is literally all
Yeah.
they do is go to that corner.
That's what you gotta
And
do.
they're only
Especially
on B side. If they're not on B side, I never see a Zommel at all.
That's
Like
fair.
if they're on B side,
Yeah.
I'll see a Zommel every now and then. If they're
So that's like a super specific thing.
But yeah, the closer I get to A plus, I do see some of those meta kind of things where people will be like, "Why aren't you doing this?" kind of situation. Like again, where I was on the O and I swapped to, I thought it was a Jubilee or something. I swapped to something, and they were like, "Are you asking for it?" And then I swapped back to the O, and they were like, "Thank you," because it was 2 Toads Riders, 3 O's, and C1, and they were like, "Cool." Oh, I think I swapped to raid. Yeah, I actually swapped to using a raid, and they were like, "No." Like
Yeah, raid gets bullied too hard.
the two S minus pre-made group was like, "No."
I had a good moment.
What happened?
Nice.
I was kiting the enemy Mark II in a Nemo 3 with less than a minute to go. Stunned him while backpedaling until he finally died at the last second of Vulcan fire.
Oh. Take that, General.
Woo woo.
Poor bastard. I'm sure he's fucking pissed.
Bad man.
Super cool coffee, really gross. Just saying.
Oh god.
I
Wait,
just
how is it cool but gross though? Oh, like cold. I was gonna say like
yeah. I had like coffee that I made yesterday this morning, just sitting here, and I'm like, I need caffeine, guys. I think I'm gonna chug this. And I was like, this is like 10 or 12-hour-old coffee. Is it safe? I mean, it doesn't taste bad. And I was just like, boom, and I drank it all, and I was just like, yep, this is regret. I just was like making a face for like 20 seconds, like, what did I do? But yeah, I probably should have stuck it in a microwave. But anyway,
gotta get one of those warming mugs or like coasters.
Oh,
for real, right?
I've seen those.
But so the other thing with 650 though, so meta aside, so I think we've kind of yeah said our thing about the meta. I do think O can replace the raid, or it's good to have at least one O. I still like a Cubilee, and Toad's Rider I think is insane, but it's definitely high skill cap. Like I don't use the shield enough where I should be using the shield, because that's one of your big stun combo things, period, right?
Shoutouts to Blaze who requested me to do the toads. It's gonna hurt.
But it's definitely something that I literally spent like 2 days practicing the Toads Rider and 2 days practicing like C1 and stuff just to kind of get those suits. Whereas like I can hop in any day and play the Faz. But the C1 has a weird angle to its gun. I hit so many buildings or rocks because I think I'm going to shoot something, and the gun fires from a weird angle because it's so
C1's got that
long.
underslung shit going on.
And then and then when you transform, you shoot low on every one of your shots, so you
The
gotta kind of
barrel's long as
compensate.
fuck.
Yeah, so it is a little weird, but it is definitely the best support we've got right now in the game. But Faz is easier for me to play, so I'm just gonna play the Faz.
I've had a lot of C1 games where I'm like, I have you now, and then I get too close, and the barrel is just like, well,
Oh yeah,
it's clipping through him already. Time to go. And the beam just goes into space somewhere. Like, oh shit!
Clip through him with your cartoon barrel.
It's like, man, you know that should happen for friendlies. I'm fine with that. Don't let that happen to enemies. That hurts.
Right. And then you know, if you see a raid, I guess Mark V's cool, and I know Aoshi did really well with it. I think he likes it. And then
He got a good game for the gameplay earlier today.
And then the Mark II is the Mark II Cubelay is still the Mark II Cubelay, but I don't think there's really any other raids up there that can compete with either of those right now, or the O. But there any other generals really? Because I don't think like the double Zeta is another like natural one. They need to buff it again. Much as I love having it now, it is rough actually getting to play it. I'm like, oof, this thing's cool. I'm glad I got it, but oof. What else do we have up there? Is there any other generals that are like naturally there, or I mean the Dovin Wolf's good, but that's not a natural, but it's definitely
There's not a lot
top
of
tier.
naturals.
Oh yeah, the EXS. That's the one I'm forgetting. I'm like, I know I'm forgetting one important one. Dovin Wolf's better. Just don't play the EXS.
You think it wouldn't chunk through its health fast enough for the EXS?
Well, I mean, I think the Dovin Wolf just has more damage output, and its utility is better for just doing the long range job.
Oh, like so not 1-on-1, but just like as a team thing in general.
Yeah, just to do the job that the EXS would do, the Dovin Wolf just does it way better.
Because I would say an EXS can kind of hassle it because it's like absorbing a good amount of that damage for the chest, while also just like chunking through its health because of its pool being so low.
So I feel like the chest like hitbox is literally just the tip of its chest, man. Like it doesn't seem like I'll shoot it with the Faz like dead onto the chest. And I'm like, no, I forgot. Oh, I staggered it. What? Okay. Like I've hit that thing in the chest so many times that I'm like, no, and I still staggered. And I'm like, oh, I guess I didn't hit the chest. Cool.
The interesting thing for the Faz is the way that it holds its main gun too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think some of that's hitting the face too.
Probably, yeah. I mean that there's two beams and they individually hit, so I'm probably getting like
he's holding it vertically.
Yeah, so that's probably that. But I've had some single shot beams that I thought hit the chest. I'm like, oh, I staggered it. Okay, never mind. Like with the O, for instance, when I shoot its main gun, I'm like, no, oh, okay, well, time to downswing you. Ha ha. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, my other main point though with 650 though, if you guys have nothing else to say about like suit choice, I also like to give an honorable mention to the MLRS. It still is really good at 650. But anyway,
you still got it. I agree.
I think it's funny that we see a lot of Hama Hamas too at 650 now, just because of that buff. And I'm like, no, just don't do it. Don't do it, man.
It's fine. It's a flexible like thing that people like to run like a general. It's kind of weird.
It's got a ton of health though.
Surprised at how it works.
And
yeah,
then
people should definitely run the Hama Hama. One day the raids are going to be back, and I want people to think they're bad. I would say the Hama Hama is bad, but I want people to think that they're like easy to kill supports are good. So that when the raids finally come back, they're just going to be like, I'm bringing my Hama Hama in. And then the raids, little did they know, the raid nation attacked. Those darn blue airbenders or whatever. I haven't watched Avatar. Does that sound about right? Can raids be the Fire Nation?
Yeah,
It was all peaceful in 650 until the raid nation attacked.
I mean, I guess supports would be the closer to the air benders because
The
they
raids are
they,
trying to
they
kill them.
got bullied by the Fire Nation.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Let's go with that then. Yeah, they're safe right now, but we're gonna have our time.
But
So zombies or something's gonna come out, and it's gonna be a raid
oh
at
my dude,
700. But
you know, as
what am
much
I even saying?
so speaking of that, this is my next point with 650, right?
Mhm.
650, I've gotten a surprising amount of 650 suits. 600, literally all my 600 suits that I've got, other than 2, were within the last 3 months. The other, most of my, like, only like 3 of those were longer than just like in the past 3 weeks. So most of my 600 suits were literally in the past 2 to 3 weeks.
Mhm.
Whereas, um, yeah, so kinda rip for 600. So new costs. When new costs come out, that's an issue. Now, do I think they're filling out 650 pretty cool? Yeah, it's kind of cool. We're getting there. But
We've got a lot of suits. How
I
many?
don't.
There are like 30 suits or something like that if you include everything.
Yeah,
Like all
25,
the
30,
level
something
modes
like
and
that.
stuff.
And 650. And I mean, I guess if you're asking somebody, we have enough suits to be able to play, but I still want a native 650 support before we go into 700,
yes,
Oh yeah,
Gotta top
right?
the
it
game
still
off.
needs to happen.
And I think you just said the name of the one that I'm waiting for. But
It should
That's to
be.
be a support for
It's
days.
got to be the one, right?
hopefully the Shiki Zero is, or not the Shiki Zero, but the Shiki
Okay.
Kai. There we go. I'll say the right one in a second.
That one's gonna be a raid. Raids claim that one.
No support.
Oh yeah, it's
Support.
gonna be
Nope.
raid
It's
for
got good
sure.
cannon
Nope.
support. Support.
Nope.
Support.
Nope. It's gonna be
I
a
don't
ranged
know.
raid. It's gonna be what the Mark
Oof.
V wanted to be.
What was that? Hang on.
Oh, Magnum's got bears.
Oh,
What is that? I'm looking too. You okay, Magnum?
you good?
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep one ear off. No,
Or
that was a.
if you need to do anything, check it out. Like,
Like bear or people? What do you think?
yeah.
Maybe.
Oh.
Well, Magnum, we'll just hang out and talk about battle operation stuff if you do what you need to. This ain't that serious.
I mean,
I'm not saying you need to go check it
I
out,
mean, my,
but
my,
if you
my
think it's
dog's. I
something,
mean, my dog's in the house. It could have been him who made the noise. I mean, if there's
Mhm.
something, he probably would have started barking right now. So I'm just making sure he's okay or whatever too. So who knows? Anyway, I'll hear something again if it happens. Um, but anyway, 650. Um, yeah. So at this point, we have, the Cubalate meta is what everybody was freaking out about. I didn't really have too much of an issue, but I had a place that I could play in there and it felt comfortable to me, right? My biggest problem is right now I'm trying to find which cost that I want to play do rated.
Mhm.
Well, in the past, today, I lost a lot of points.
Oh god.
I feel they there. I've been there.
Was it
So,
like 200 or some ridiculous
yeah, I
shit?
went down about 200 points. And just right before the podcast, a cost that I like hit
Uh-oh.
550, and it was on Impact site. So I just started climbing again. We lost, I think, one of those out of all that I played
Mhm.
right before the podcast.
Mhm.
And yeah, so other than that, though, I had Arctic Base or an ace match or 650 was literally my only options pretty much all day today.
Arctic base sounds awesome, so it sucks.
Arctic
You weren't able to
Arctic
climb.
Ace.
And there was like, Arctic Base, like on cost that I don't really care to play Arctic Base on, and that's the problem, right? So I know earlier, and I don't want to get into this too much because I know we've already talked about it. But I talked about a thing where you could have you select your cost, and that's what you get queued into, and then like you maybe get put into a random map with whatever group of people at that cost. Well,
So
I
like
started
how
thinking about
most
that.
other like games do their matchmaking, right? It's more open ended.
Yeah, but the problem is a lot of what I don't like about those other games is normally, for instance, in this game, a lot of people don't kind of like 200, right? You don't see a lot of 200 games. Or when there is one, there's sometimes they're hard to find because people just don't queue. Well, what's going to happen if they just switch the system completely is there will be like a meta queue where most of the player base is going to queue anyway. And
I
that'll be the
mean, I
cost
feel
if
like
you want to
that's
get a
happening
game.
anyway, though.
Yeah, but you're kind of forced to play the other two sometimes because you're just, there's enough people that you're going to get a game quickly no matter what you queue in. It's
No,
just,
that's what I mean. Because
yeah.
like, if it gets bad enough, especially if they still keep pushing like 200 or like 250 is kind of getting bad, but it's not as bad yet. But that essentially means if it gets that bad, we're just not gonna have that slot for a while, right? It's just a waste of a slot, as opposed to others that will let you matchmake on a wider scale while also still having filters, and then you'll still get those matches eventually anyway.
I mean, I don't know. I'd like for them to try it on the, like, if they come out with like, hey, we're gonna try a thing,
Mm-hmm.
and if they don't like it, then they just swap it back, kind of
Yeah,
situation.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. At
If
least
they
then giving
actually,
it a shot.
yeah, if they have some context, because I would like for them to try to change that around, because it's like it would be nice to pick your cost that you want to queue at, and then maybe it's a random map, so it's full random map pool, and there you go. Then you have fun. Or the 3 matches up and rated are maps, and then you choose the cost you want to go into that map at. Maybe, right? So it's 3 random maps, like it's the space one, or maybe it's random pool kind of thing, or however that. But my problem is right now is that I saw way too much 650, and then Ace. Obviously, 650 is going to be there because it's the suit cost of the week. But that's the
Mm.
thing, though. Everybody was tired of seeing 650, and now we've just had a lot of 650 suits hit. And I'm ready
Yeah, we
for
in there
not
hard now.
650 suits to hit. And then it'll probably feel a bit more fun. But the thing is, my fun has definitely went down with this. And also, since there's been 650, there's also been a lot of higher cost stuff. And on certain maps, I don't like high cost stuff. I kind of like, now 400 right now, 400 is my jam. Especially 5v5 400 jungle. I love 5v5 400 jungle. Because I'm just going to play the Isaac, and the raid will never get to, unless I want him to. And that's normally when I go like, oh no, why? What hubris did I have thinking I could just walk up to this raid that never knew I was behind him and melee him? Mistakes were made.
Oh,
But yeah. Um
what have I done?
so my biggest thing just seeing this 650 thing is that it's kind of bringing up a problem. What happens when we get 700, right? And
The
then
shit will begin once
then
again.
you have a week of a lot of rooms where it's 700 and 650, and that's your only 2 choices for ground anyway,
Mm.
right? And that's another
It
problem.
I feel like once they start to shift it more is when we should see some more rooms too. Right? Like they should just bump up the minimum.
Are you saying they should phase out, like, say, 200 room? Is that what you're saying?
No, no, no. I'm saying we should just have more rooms open in general.
Oh, like have a 4th. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they have 4 rooms when, like, right now they have 4 rooms because it's prime time.
Yeah, prime time. But like that should be the new standard, and then prime time will just either bump it up or make it like very different in terms of what they're offering.
Yeah, because my problem right now is there's certain cost I like, and if I'm wanting to climb, that's going to be the cost I play. Like right now, if I want to just win every day, all day, 400
Mm-hmm.
5v5 jungle is pretty much, I've got probably like a 90% plus win rate
Mm-hmm.
on that map right now.
And I would almost say, like, when we were talking about the alternative to matchmaking, like I feel like they should try the bump up first, and if they feel like it's still thinning out the numbers too much, then they could try the other option too,
Yeah,
as opposed to having set rooms.
I would love for them to do that, because this has just been like today. Literally, there's not been a single map or combination that I've liked. There was one earlier today, and I mean we were trio queuing, so it was kind of like I was like, can we try not 650 a couple of times? So it was one of those things. It was just like, you know, but the thing is, then it was something that they didn't prefer. So then it was kind of, no matter which way we went, there was some kind of like, oh man, right? So
Yeah.
it was more fun just to play with friends, though. So I mean, that was the big thing. So, but like then once they left, though, then I was left with like this just straight despair of what I had to play, and I was like, oh wow, this is awkward. So I was like literally looking for people. I was like, yo, you on right now? To a couple of people. And
Help.
so yeah. So it was just like, oh man, this is but I just, I kind of wanted to play and keep trying to push, and this was like the first time I had big tilt. And yeah. So I don't know, 700, if something doesn't change when 700 hits. I know we were just talking about the new Gundam and stuff, and that, like, I'm a big fan of it. They want to see me drop money. They can do it. They can do it. They can do it. Do it.
One chonky new Gundam.
They can do it. Full armor new.
The biggest suit in the
Yes.
game, be right up there with the Toads in terms of like height.
Yes.
Not bigger, right? I think it might actually be bigger.
And then it
That with
has
funnels.
Mm.
then it
Oh, the
has
funnels are going to be insane. I'll be interested to see how
then
they
it
handle
has
all
the
that
big
shit.
FU gun that I have on the normal new for some reason. Yeah, the rifle that will just end the world every time it shoots. Let's go, dude. Yeah.
That sounds more like the beam Magnum than the actual.
Well, the funny thing is, look how big this thing is. Like, the gun is longer than the new. It's like as long as
Yeah.
the new is tall. But yeah. So with that said, you guys have any extra takes on 650 and what I just said, and if not, do you want to go into some suit speculation?
I don't know. I've gotten used to just rotating through the different maps. And I do have the Faz and a couple other suits to screw around with at 652, so I'm never like too upset about it. It's mostly just me getting old and not being able to keep up with things with my dumbass eyes most of the time. Because of the speed and like some of the frame hiccups with my Slim, but I actually don't mind 650 that much. Now, if we do start to, I guess the bigger question is 700 going to be the stopgap, like, or the actual cap? Or are they just going to bump it up again after that's done? Depending on how long this game goes. Like, future speculation with that kind of stuff is more what I'm interested in, and I hope that at some point we get some more streams or discussions with it with the devs as well.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Like, more so than our opinion, fuck all that shit. They just need to start putting those out more.
Yep. Okay, well with that, I'm gonna go ahead and do new suit.
Well, I was actually gonna. I mean, we can go to move on.
I was
But
gonna say,
I
you
was
could.
gonna say-
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I was
Philip.
kind of thinking you would kind of talk about because we like brush on it lightly, but I was kind of thinking we would also have more in depth talk about kind of the shift with the meta and like the thoughts about it. Like, do you
Okay.
think you prefer the older style where your team comp is more traditional and you have the kind of like frontliner stagger blues and everything else, like having to rate? I think the game's in a precarious spot regardless if you have a class in your game that literally can't play. That's a bad thing in and of itself. But do you think you prefer the style of play at 650 compared to the older style of play at on the other cost, where it's more like stun melee focused instead of it being like kind of range focused in that regard?
I mean, with what we kind of got now and the past couple of weeks, it feels like we're just having 500 problems all over again.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not seeing hardly any raids being played, and I'm seeing a lot of the O, and then like we're going back to that kind of one support, five generals kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then just like, yeah. But I mean, especially feeling it today with the like Mark 5 players coming out trying to play, and they're just getting like, "There's a raid, get him!" By every general that decides to turn. So, but I don't know. I
But just in
still feel
general,
like,
though, like I guess more the question itself was, do you do you like the current play style though? Like, we'll just leave the team comps out of it. Do you
I mean,
prefer
it
it
still
being more
seems.
like range focused?
Oh well, yeah. I like range focused suits. I love that. My problem
Hmm.
is I mean, it still feels the same. You still have your frontlining like pose riders, even though they're range focused and they can do a lot of range stuff. You still have the frontline kind of thing going on, and they're dealing with the raids. You still have your essentially frontline blues with your assassin raids and your DPS supports, and it's still pretty much the same thing.
Hmm. I feel like more so in this case though, like at least to me, it feels like the front line in 650 is a tad bit more receding, I guess. Like I feel like in the other cost where the front line wants to push a little bit more, if that makes sense. Like you push gain ground. It's almost like because you have such strong range focus that you almost want to like hold slash
Oh,
give ground, if that makes sense.
see, now I
So
like
that
that because that's
Mhm.
the one of the things I don't like. Say on Deserted City, for instance, one of my problems with Deserted City is we'll like maybe take F, but then when we take F, everybody's like, okay, take D. Now we rush their base and we die a lot because we can only spawn at F. So now we're gonna go die at their base a lot. They're gonna get reinforcements faster, so they just hold up and they win the game at the end. And it's like, stop suiciding into their base. Whereas now, like I love that because now we get a strong point, we hold it, and there's yeah. I mean, I love that just because that naturally kind of pushes people to play like that, and it's kind of more of a smarter strategy on some maps. Fantastic. Let's go. Honestly, I've actually been enjoying Deserted City a bit more at 650 because of that. So like that's another reason to play certain maps. So I do like the change in playstyle because it works on certain maps better, even with random,
Mhm.
right? Because if they have to go in and melee to do most of their stuff, then a lot of times I find that random players will just go in and suicide. It's like,
Suicide. Yeah.
yeah. So
Because I was about to
Uh,
say that style of play probably suits playing with randoms better because you're able to compensate for their, abilities or lack thereof a
mhm,
bit better,
yeah.
a little bit more possibly. And I think it kind of varies too. Like I'm not saying every match of 650 is like that, but I've
mhm.
definitely seen it more. And that might just have to do with the inherent shootiness of a lot of people. Just touching back on that cavalry match
Oh,
Magnum was
yeah.
having the other day. Um,
I will say there have been some good like pushes on that map where people will prop up on the edges around the enemy base and just dock them down to death.
mhm.
And like that kind of works because after a while they don't have a lot of options to get out unless they specifically pilot, try to get around everybody and get a spot behind them, like have something else. But that's very
Mhm.
rare, right? Because I feel
Yeah.
like after they get cornered enough, someone's gonna slip through, or they're just gonna cause enough fracas on one front. And if you lose a cap behind you, they can't catch up to keep that pressure because there's a decent distance, even to the ones that are close enough to the base, um, that can be disruptive, and it's easy for them to kind of like push forward and break loose. But I've seen people that are on the back heel of that strategy not push and then they just kind of pay for it. It's kind of like what's the other one? The Impact site on for clan matches was like that. If you didn't have the usual like shootout in the center, people would come over the hill and then just push forward and take the enemy's front spot immediately.
I think
and then you
clan
just
matches
have
are
that
definitely
fight.
more aggressive,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, they're wanting those points, so they get
Oh
you
yeah.
know, higher up. But at
It's
the same
something you
time,
don't see too much in pubs, but when you do see it, it's fucking alarming. It's like, how
Oh,
the
yeah.
hell?
Because I think most
sometimes
of
it could
our
be a
clan
bad thing,
matches on
though.
Impact are like that, where they're just
Mhm.
super hyper, like really aggressive at the
Big
beginning.
push.
Yeah.
Especially on B side, it can be a bad thing though for a team to push in like that. I know one comp, I just remember saying it like this was like some either Monday or Tuesday this week. What happened was I was like, okay, this is great. We're dominating this area. All we need to do is just not push into their area because they're probably going to be able to defend themselves better around their base. And we pushed and we started dying, and they got the lead, and we kept pushing and dying, and then they eventually started to push back out to D. By then, there was only like a minute left in the game, and then we won, and we took D back, and then started pushing, and we just let them keep having the lead. But so I was like, called it. I hate this. Why do people push when we have
That
the
does sound
better comp
frustrating.
to fight in the open area like this? Um. So.
Getting out there is scary though, Magnum.
I feel like that's something you have to get used to after a certain point of just like putting yourself out there, even if it's not ideal, and just being able to like handle the counter push, because that's a big part of what that is.
It could be weird for sure. I know, like with me, I have more experience playing raids, and I definitely see it kind of bleed into my style of other suits because you're doing a lot of peeking and poking.
Mhm.
And I'll sometimes transition to a general, and I think that's why I'm better at shooty generals because I can pretty much adapt that over to my general play, and I'm not like letting the team down because I'm not holding the line. um, but I definitely have moments where like I'm just literally like crap. I need to get out there and be in the front, but I'm so used to hiding as a raid that it's kind of affecting my play a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, even just for raw positioning, right? Because
Hmm,
being in a location and them just not having that extra space makes them behave differently.
for sure.
So
It,
like kind of getting in there, like it's dangerous, but it can also pay off just for that sense of pressure.
it is crazy though how much like a map also affects what you do.
Oh, my legs.
Oh, for sure. I mean, just
Also
using the
crazy.
example from earlier, right? About the Zommel in Mount or Impact site, but only if you're on B. Like, it's literally like playable in a specific map, and only if you're on a certain team. Um, it's probably like the best example of what you just said that we had tonight, right?
Mhm. Yeah, like you really have to be specific. And it's not even just what's on your team, on the enemy team too. Like the only thing that
Mm-hmm.
really responded to him was I think one raid once, and then he got fucking spanked trying to cover that distance. And then a C1 tried to assassinate him, and that didn't work out either because he just got
Oh yeah,
stunned.
got Chongus cannons, man.
Didn't even need the FPSD for that shit.
Okay, so anything else with the 650 stuff? I'm glad you brought that up though. Like I said, I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm like, brain work, please.
I'm seeing a 500 BD1 in this match, and I'm in a Mark II, and it's kind of crazy to see it do stuff.
Dude, sometimes the BD1 can slap so fucking hard. It's awesome. Like when you
It's
pop out the
interesting
BD1,
because
you
it's
feel really
like,
good.
it's really consistent because it has that huge boost to its like thrust,
Hmm.
but it's still slow. It feels slow at that cost. Like I'm seeing it and I'm able to actually like react to it in the Mark II pretty easy. But I know if I fuck up a little bit and if I can't clash, it's probably gonna chunk me for a little bit, little more than I'm bargaining for.
Oh, with
Not
that,
so much in anything near me.
we got a slight tangent that's kind of funny. So Tuesday when the connection thing was going crazy, right? I noticed that my connection was showing me like 1 bar, 2 bars. I was like, well, that makes a lot of sense. And what makes sense is that I had some very weird games with lag types and some very questionable players. Like, like this was like A+ people who didn't know how to do like basic support combos, and I was really confused. I was like, "What's going on? Why is there?" Okay, I'm just gonna be the Jarja and come up to like a full armor Gundam
Yeah.
support that doesn't know how to cannon and then beam me, and doesn't know really to tackle me or something. I don't know. I was so confused. I was like, "What's going on? What is with this?" And then there was like a goof custom on the enemy team, and I'm like, "I'm a Jarja. You dead? What is this? What's
I
going?"
mean,
And then I noticed the
that
1 bar.
matchup in particular, he should have been able to get away with that cable. That's a little alarming.
Oh, literally there was like 3 games where there was nothing but goof customs as raids, and all they did was I was even like streaming some of these, and all they did was like Daka. They
That's weird.
never
I mean, it has
meleeed
output,
once.
but like you gotta get in there.
I was like, is this a bot? What is going on? I am so confused. So yeah, that was like both on and off stream. I was seeing some weird stuff. So if you ever have some like connection issues popping up and you want some funny games to just have as a VOD later, just turn on the stream and play then. Because man, that was interesting. That might have been Monday. That might have been before the Tuesday stuff happened. I can't remember. But either way, it was hilarious seeing some of that. And I'm just like, the reason why they probably don't know how to combo is their connection's probably too laggy to let them do anything. So
And they just keep getting punished for it.
fair enough. But like, it's kind of interesting seeing like high A to A+ people that have been just playing a different game than everybody else.
Mhm.
You know, their Wi-Fi warrior queue. Like, that was
Sometimes you
interesting.
get put in that hell verse too. Like not even your fault, just the server side.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, my connection was fine, and it was literally the server side hiccup thing going on, and I was just like, oh. So I just literally blew in the cartridge and restarted the game, and then it was just like, you got 5 bars, and I'm like, okay, well, that was bye to that until it bugs again. But that was weird. I mean, it was very interesting. But yeah, just so everybody knows, if you're like, I'm guessing it's, say if you're at 3 bars, whatever 50% of 100% connection is, or less, they put you in a low connection queue, and you'll get paired with people that also have low connection. That's why you can't, even in quick match, it'll say do not meet the entry requirements if somebody invites you and you have like say a 2 bar connection and they have a 5 bar connection. So that's what that means. Is they won't pair a high connection queue with a low connection queue person.
Mm.
So yeah, if you have Wi-Fi and you're trying to queue with your friends who has wired, that's probably why. Can in any possible way get a wired connection. It will improve your experience more than I can even explain. Even if it's a 100-foot cable, get it. But yeah, that was interesting. But anyway, you guys want to do new suit stuff, and then we can do some shoutouts.
Good.
Okie dokie.
Or we'll have
Actually,
to.
for that, I'll say, and I forget if you mentioned it already, but this is one of those suits that actually diverts from that
Yeah, that was.
weakness already.
Gustav, stay on my head, man. I
Yeah,
was
that
gonna
was the
say that
first
too.
thing I was gonna say.
So
You beat us
they
to the
already
punch.
diverted. We have so now it's turned into a potential list, and even if all of those do happen eventually, they're not going to come out in any kind of order, all one after the other. So it kind of makes me wonder what we're going to get in between. And then there's also the fact that some of those might become limited and or clan match suits too, which we talked about before. So
Yep.
it would be nice if we did get a baseline 650 support at this point. That'd be a nice follow-up, because I'm pretty sure they're not going to do another raid.
They did like 30 supports in December. Like,
Do it again,
No,
because what's the
one
alternative at
raid.
that point is that they're just going to do another general. I like, even looking at that list, there are some that should be, and there's definitely a double banner coming up for one of those, just because they're like literally two different colors that have like slightly different weapons. But like everything else, more than likely could be a general. In fact, I could have seen the Mark V being one if it wasn't for the Dovin already. So
So
the lore lined up, since apparently it was there to fucking wipe out the Fazes.
but real quick, so I was gonna type this, but for some reason it won't let me do a thing. So, I heard this a lot today, that the Mark V banner was data mined, but apparently, and I
just
haven't
images weren't
seen
put
it.
out.
Yeah, I haven't seen any stuff about that, and it wasn't on the original like pool of
Yeah.
suits. So
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
saw a
seen the
list
picture
somewhere
though.
that included more suits.
Well, I haven't
I'll see if
seen
I
the
can find it.
okay, but like
like
the
it said the suit
picture
names,
though.
but it just wasn't like the full
There were just no
assets or whatever.
pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think though the banner that people are talking about that was leaked though, um, the one that I know a lot of people have been commenting on, I heard that it was
Oh, here it is.
not the same as the banner that got released today. So
So they just mistook the suit.
well, it's what I was hearing is that it was a fake banner.
Oh, okay.
Are you talking about the one that was floating around of Moon Gundam?
I have no clue. I just
I
got
saw
linked
that
in
on
my
Twitter.
chat. I got linked something in my chat. I'm gonna look at right now.
Wasn't a bad mock-up. I just sent you something too. It was in it's actually Maniac's Discord, actually.
Oh,
I don't know if we really want to go over it though.
there's no picture here. Never mind.
Oh man. No picture, no picture.
Although I think one of the things mentioned in this comment was interesting because we were talking to Rob about it last week.
Mhm.
But yeah, apparently the banner art that people were talking about was like just fan made kind of thing. So, but yeah, the either way though, the actual models that we've seen, like the good thing is the models that they actually data mined. You know, we got one that wasn't in those, so that's nice. Which again, that was kind of one thing I was pointing out. A lot of times in game development, you'll have a lot of assets or models already pre-done just to kind of be a placeholder for things, or just in there because you just decided to get that one done, or an artist was like, well, this one's easier for me to do right now, so I'm going to do this.
Mhm.
So, like literally the Mark V could have been done like in the past week or something, or 2 weeks or whatever, as far as the art goes and the modeling. But so yeah, what do we think the next one's gonna be though?
There needs to be a big
Later.
support chunk.
It does.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Clan
I
rank
keep
says
wanting to call it the
650.
fucking Elmeth, and that's not what that is at all.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get the chunky support. We're finally gonna get our 650 support. Next week is 650 clan rank. I'm saying it's the thing that I'm also forgetting the name of right now.
The Game Hulk?
Yes, thank you.
The game mode.
Yes, that I want that. I want that in my life.
Funnels in my funnels. Let's go.
Which is why I'm kind of not wanting to spin on the Mark V at all.
Big funnel mama.
Magnum, let me ask you this then. What do you think the attacks would look like on a suit?
Everyone getting hot.
Beams.
Yes.
Beams on beams that also fire beams.
I know, like when I was talking about the Cubile, I was pretty much on point with everything except for how the follow funnels worked. I was thinking it'd be more like how they worked in Gundam versus Zeta Gundam, but
Or they
it
just
was more
follow the
just like
actual suit.
yeah, and then when you fire your main gun, they fire as well.
Hmm.
So it ended up being a little bit different than that. But how do you think? I think the suit would work because I personally think it'd be interesting if the game almost had some form of maybe like almost like a turret or something that could shoot out. Like essentially, it would throw one of the mother funnels out, and you can pretty much. It's almost like
Oh
a
yeah.
postable weapon, and the child funnels or whatever come out of the mother funnel while it's in that position and attack whatever suits are nearby. Almost kind of like
That would be insane.
a short lasting dot. I mean, it would be really strong, but it's a 650 support, right?
Gotta be strong.
Like I feel like they're pushing. I think they're already pushing the envelope with current generals, and they should. And I think they should be willing to do it with supports as well.
So
Because I mean, the generals are already like very strong and dominant at range, and I think supports will probably use something like that to,
Because
show that
that's
their role. You know,
yeah, that's gonna be the reality for anything that's super OP as a support. Is that even the most lackluster raid will just kind of look at it, swing it a couple times when it fucks up, and it'll just die anyway.
yeah, it'll just
So
get
it
bullied and
needs
get
to be
murdered, of
do
course.
amazing shit in the meantime.
so yeah, I'm curious then. Like, is it gonna be either? I mean, what you said would be awesome. Like, I think that would be cool. But the alternative would be kind of what we were talking about, like the mass production Cubile, and have like even more lock-on funnels, or that you can have multiple sets out at once.
I almost want its lock-on system
So
to be a
like,
real lock-on system.
Multiples that at once would be cool.
so instead of ooh, what if it was like, instead of lock on and it has heat rate, what if it actually has an ammo thing and you could just lock on pew, lock on pew, lock on pew, lock on pew, and then it's got a reload.
That'd be interesting too. You just send out multiple. You have an ammo system. I just feel like that would just kind of. I guess if you have more out at once, the only downside with it is you can't manage it like the same way you can with a heat system. But maybe it's a bit more effective in that regard. And the trade off is that you're going to run out at some point. I wonder how you think it'd have more than 3 bullets.
Maybe, like when you say 3 bullets, you mean like 3 sets of funnels that would go out, kind of thing,
Well,
or
three like
3
ammo
mother funnels or
charges.
whatever.
Yeah. Like how
maybe,
how
yeah,
often, how much do you think it is? Because it'd still be a
probably
sub
3 or 4, yeah. I mean, I think that would be kind of like its main gimmick, though. Like, it might have a main weapon that staggers or something, but its
weapon.
main stuff, like a lot of your support stuff, your secondary weapons is your big damage anyway. So, like, even though it's a sub weapon, that's going to be your big feature, is all your sub weapons. I mean, it does have the hyper mega particle cannon in the center.
It's gonna have a lot to do. That's for sure.
So you're gonna have like a lot of cannons, but I think a really cool funnel system would be cool, though. I guess that's the other thing, is like you would have to maybe you hit the touchpad to activate like the mother funnel or something.
Maybe. it'd be interesting. I think they should. I think they'd have to let the like it wouldn't be there forever. But the only reason I think it'd be interesting is just because that's tricky. I would like to go into it, but at the same time, that's dipping into spoiler territory. So I'll just say
Mm.
there's another suit that has in one of its versions, I guess, its list of weapons says that it has kind of like autonomous turrets.
Ooh.
And if they're like, and they might just not include that, honestly. I think that's more realistically what's gonna happen. But the idea of something like that would be kind of interesting.
Uh, type it in the Discord chat which one you're talking about.
I feel like we need some more stuff like that, like maybe autonomous or
Oh,
just
that.
like
Okay.
a different kind of lock-on system that actually feels like a real lock-on system, as opposed to you just having to fix it and like hold the fire button.
But
Like you can make the stun thresholds on those whatever you want if you're really afraid of it being too busted, but at least like a lot of these suits have stuff like that and probably should be represented to give them a chance, especially if we're talking about a baseline like 650 support.
honestly, I thought our 650 support, like our first one, would be like the mass production Cubulate. But I wonder, do you think this would just take its place?
I thought we were talking about the mass production being lowballed though,
Oh, really?
like
I
600.
think it would be a
Yeah.
600, 650 if they put it in
Yeah,
the game.
probably. Kind of makes me sad. But yeah, reading this, 28 child funnels, dude.
That shit is thick with them funnels.
Like that means it has 48 total funnels going on. Yeah, that's juicy. That's nice. Very nice.
Another option would be having a dot where you just you unleashed a mother funnel on somebody, and it kind of just goes out a little bit, and then all the funnels just go out, and it's like almost the same idea except it's on one target, and it's just shooting them a whole lot, almost like the we talked about it a little bit when we were first discussing funnel suits, but the funnel's acting like a swarm of constant damage, almost like a better version of the flamethrower debuff that currently exists in game. But it's just like constant minor poking or whatever. You just do that to somebody, and then
So
also
just
have like
a dot that you cast on somebody.
That would be
yeah,
insane.
and then you still have the other mother funnel packet to let you do all of your other stuff. So you're just constantly putting out damage.
That'd be cool. That's the kind of cool shit that I'm hoping they mess with some of these.
Also, by the way, just reading some of this, wow. The took on 6 Cubulate mass production types and destroyed them all. Yeah, let's go.
Which suit?
The game Hawk.
Oh.
In the like blah blah blah, Chara's game Hawk took on around 6 Cubulate mass production types and destroyed them all.
Poor Purus.
Yeah, Pyrrhus had a really rough lot in life.
They sure
during
did.
all those testings they did on those suits.
See, another thing though with this suit is, I was like, wait, didn't it just have like a beam vomit, like literally a beam vomit, like kind of how the Psycho Gundam Mark II does? And yeah, in the show it had a beam vomit, just like the Psycho Gundam Mark II, kind of just like just blah and walks and just vomits beams in every direction. I wonder if that would be a
easy
thing.
to draw.
That'd be kind of interesting if we just had like a vomit cannon.
Did it all just like
Oh, man.
barf it out the front, or was it like all over its
Oh no,
body?
it was all over the place, but it was kind of all front shooting.
It'd be cool if it was a front. It was a charging like cone. It would just like nail everything in front of it like that.
Super shotgun. I feel like that's gonna just
Yeah.
get translated to it has a shotgun beam. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
thinking it'd be like that, kind of like the SZA or whatever.
I mean, I'd still be down for that.
Dude, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I kind of am gonna be scared that it's coming out next week and I won't get it because not enough tokens. But I kind of want it.
Mhm.
Like if it has a shotgun and I can just deal with raids, and then I can also bully all the generals. Let's go, dude. Now, do we think it'll have like a defensive skill like shock dampener?
I believe so because it's a big boy. Doesn't always mean you have it, but um, it's a big suit. But at the same time, it has funnel versatility. Who knows? Because I mean,
They might
the
just
Faz
damage
has a lot of
control it.
weapon options. Yeah.
If they give it a shotgun, they probably will just. I have a feeling they'll just damage control it.
Yeah, I don't think it'll have. I don't think it'll have it, just because I think the Malk will actually have dedicated stun options. Like the Faz can get away with it because it doesn't have. Um, it has no build up, or it has no like non-instant stuns, and it's only like one that is not stagger build up. You have to charge, so that's like kind of one of the trade offs for it. So it'll probably, like you said, just give it damage control.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my pick. That's what I'm saying next week. That's it. I'm confident enough to just there it is. I was confident with the O. I'm confident, although I thought the O would be raid. I was confident with saying Mark 5 like all week. I was saying Mark 5 for this week. So there we go. And let's go for the hat trick right here.
Just calling it.
What do you guys say?
I mean, that's what I'm ready for. We can't say the O anymore, so.
My fallback suit is gone. Everyone
It's
jump aboard the
gone.
game walk bus.
Get on that game out.
Um, I'm gonna say for now, like I'll stay on support, but I'll back the mass produced queue now. Just because I think after us getting a dedicated 650, they're gonna want to move away from having all of the new suit dedicated lobbies be 650, which is something I made a post about.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Like realistically, I'm pretty sure we'll probably get another 650 next week. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna believe in Bamco, and like my suggestion doesn't even really like fully resolve that problem, but
Mhm.
it's like a Bamco like thing where because like the week of like we didn't mean for there to be so many 650 lobbies. We're gonna do this now, but there's a 650 suit this week, so f all of
So,
you guys.
And next
yeah.
week,
Yeah,
and then the next week.
I mean,
And
that's
then the
pretty much
next
yeah.
what that turned into.
week.
And the next week.
So, yeah.
Then
Any
again, I
other
feel like no one's gonna be happy regardless because there's gonna be a lot of people that are like, I don't want all this low cost stuff. What about XYZ thing that should be like higher costs anyway? So we still have a lot of things on that list to go.
Yeah, any other new suit stuff?
Amro getting Gundam.
Big Gond.
Amro getting Gundam.
I think
Just
I
give
think
me the Mark
Aoshi
IV
has the
already. Stop
correct
fucking
thing.
around.
Not a Hazel.
Not a Hazel. No.
Yeah, I can confirm, not a Hazel.
Big sad.
Big sad.
Yes, I can have a guy at BB. My uncle works at BB Studios, and he said no Hazel, no Hazel boy, no Hazel.
Okay, so we want to do some shoutouts.
No. I'm ready to go.
Okay, Gustav.
Okie dokie. Okay, so Gustav13, Gustav underscore X triple I on Twitch, YouTube, as well as the Twitters and Facebooks. Kind of still
Nice,
keeping
bro.
on with their usual. Yep, I know, it's amazing. But still keeping up with the usual, doing GBO2 dailies. Clan matches will be tomorrow night. Hopefully, we can get enough people for 2 teams. Although I forgot that GDQ is gonna be happening at the same time, and I think the finale is gonna be happening during clan matches, so people might be a little bit distracted. Forget how much of a pull that normally has. But besides that, we're doing a playthrough for
Got
Yakuza
GBQ.
5. And we're finally starting to get out of the Haruka stuff. Then we're gonna be doing Akiyama's like wrap up tomorrow. And then we'll finally be seeing who this new character is gonna be. So we're making progress. I would say maybe by next week, maybe by the end of next week, we might actually be getting into 6. We'll find out though. What about you guys? What you
Well,
got coming up?
Emblem's just got a
I
lot of
am
head pads.
Oh no.
I am Gaming Emblem. You can find me streaming on the internet at twitch.tv/GamingEmblem. We play video games on the internet sometimes. Battle Operation Super Reading Wars, also known as Super Robot Wars, um, among other things. Where you can find all of the best emotes on the internet, like my masterful drawing of Haman. Look at her. That's definitely Haman.
Bear witness.
Definitely Haman.
That's what that's
Lord
supposed
Lady
to
Haman.
be.
Just
10 out of 10.
squint. Just squint. Look at it from the side. But yeah, sometimes YouTube stuff, mainly just Twitch. Team Try Pants, Team No Pants, Battle Operation Clan. We're always looking for more people who want to get in there and play the video games and such. Feel free to come check it out. Sometimes we even have visits. Unlike when the goose goes loose, we have Gaming Coup, everyone's favorite online waifu. Forget all those VTubers. She's literally the virtual idol you've never heard of.
No honks, only uwus.
But yeah, Full
Full
Armor
Armor Nude just kind of makes
new.
you think of those Japanese schoolboys with like the long coats on. Just paint it black and give it a pompadour.
There we go. But yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's dirty.
as usual, everybody's links stuff will be down in the description below. But I'm EG Magnum. I stream on Twitch. Got a Twitter, Discord, YouTube channel. Hopefully I finally got Instagram on my phone, so maybe that soon-ish. And hopefully Facebook and other things. Still trying to figure out what to do with Patreon, but yeah. Gonna be doing some Cyberpunk stuff and things for sure before Friday because all my time's gonna go to Path of Exile after that.
Dun dun dun.
And then maybe GBO2 dailies. Gonna be trying to do GBO2 dailies for the most part. And then so let's see, the weekend, other than doing clan rank tomorrow, I don't know what I'll be doing Saturday or Sunday. Just playing it by ear for now. But then Monday, gonna be coming back and doing GBO2 stuff and probably Cyberpunk. And then Alshi and I are gonna be doing some Master Chief Collection, going through as many of the Halo games as possible. I think we're starting with Reach and then going 1, 2, 3, 4
Oh
in
boy.
that order. ODST, I guess, fits somewhere in there, but I think we're doing it timeline wise rather than release wise. And then we're going to try to do that again on Tuesday. Got the Baldur's Gate 3 Evil campaign. Hopefully everything works on Tuesday. I can't remember if somebody said they had to cancel next week, so it might be on another day, but that's the plan right now is Tuesday. I'll post if it changes. Tabletop's back in action. Yeah, it went full something. And Carl did a few clips, so they're probably dangerous clips to watch.
Oh no.
Was it did Hikaru like bleed in his VRC culture as he puts it?
No, like Hikaru was the serious tame one of the group.
You
this
know it's
session.
bad when that's
Oh,
his role.
Did the group finally catch up to the way I have been playing pretty much the whole time?
No. Like this is
Did they
full.
just go
Like
full
everybody
internet?
went full VR chat. Let's
Oh
just
no.
pretty much the
Oh.
episode probably wouldn't be like if I had enough. By the way, the path to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. But
That
if
means it's the cringe episode.
yeah,
Oh
this
no.
one's definitely.
Yes.
We got a new character. We got a new player. And they fit in really well, and it was funny. And I think I know what they're doing, and I kind of approve. But at the same time, with everybody else doing their shenanigans,
Who joined in, by the way?
Grubby from he's the one that actually has been running the Robotech stuff that I've been playing in, and that's what we had up on the channel.
Okay.
So he went ahead and joined in. The only problem is time zone is a big deal. So yeah, we'll see if that can last. But right now his schedule is open because I think school stuff is stopped because college things. But anyway, and yeah, so funny episode for sure. I was crying, laughing a lot of it, but at the same time, comedy might not be monetizable for you. So yeah. But anyway, what else? Podcast on Thursday. Yeah, we'll be doing this again next week as always. And then Friday
Actually,
starts
at the usual time.
at the usual time. Yes.
Hopefully.
I just said as always. I just said as always, and we haven't done it the past 2. Okay, fair enough. But
Yes.
yes, I can brain. But anyway,
More maintenance downtime notwithstanding.
right? Oh my gosh. If I wake up tomorrow and find out that there's more maintenance because of the lag stuff and what Gustav had happen again, I'm just gonna be like, really? Oh no.
Yeah, we have
Dead
plenty
game.
of downtime, not enough Hangar.
Dead game. Oh, but anyway.
Downtime and a downtime.
But yeah, the and then Path of Exile on Friday, maybe 24-hour stream or something, multiple in a row. I've got to decide whether I'm gonna race or not. That's the big thing I needed to figure out, which means I need to practice. Which, if I'm finishing Cyberpunk and things, probably not gonna happen. So anyway, guys, let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this episode, what we talked about, and all that crazy stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. But anyway, that'll be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace.
Later.
Good night.